Hello, I'm back. Today we will do another Addmaths paper. So this is a Addmaths paper and this is the Pahang trial for 2024 and this is paper 1. Okay, let's start. Okay, bahagian A, question number 1. Let's do this. A discrete variable x, b, and p has a mean of 60 and a standard deviation of 3 square root 5. Find the value of n. First of all, this is which chapter? Okay, it's important to know which chapter first before you do the question because if you don't know the chapter, you might use the wrong formula and then, yeah, it's not good, right? So we want to know which chapter first. So let me tell you straight away, this is under probability distribution from 5 chapter. So this chapter, taburan kebarangkalian in Bahasa Melayu, probability distribution, you learn about binomial distribution and normal distribution. For normal distribution, you have to use the Z value table, right, which they will provide in the exam. But for binomial distribution, you will not use the table, but you will use the 4 formulas you learn. So there's 4 formulas you learn in binomial distribution. So I'll just write it down for you. So under binomial, you learn about the first formula you learn is the probability formula, and it looks something like this. I don't think I'll be using this formula for this question, right? And then the next formula is the mean formula n times p, and then the variance formula npq, and then the standard deviation formula square root npq. These are all formulas you learn under binomial distribution. And if it's a binomial distribution question, you need to do it using these 4 formulas lah. All right. So this question, they mention mean, they mention standard deviation. So it's very obvious which formula you have to use. The mean and the standard deviation formula. So mean is 60. So mean equals 60. This is the symbol for mean. And then the standard deviation is 3 square root 5. Well, you can just write it down. The information, standard deviation equals to 3 square root 5. And then they got mentioned X, B is NP. Okay, this N and this P, they never give us, right? They never give us. If they give us, I can just put it in the formula, right? But they never give us. It's okay. It's okay. You know why they never give us? It's because they want you to find lah. You see, they find the value of n. So they want us to find the n. So it's very easy. We just apply the mean formula, n times p equals 60. But since I don't have the np, so I'll just write np for now. Same with the standard deviation, the formula is square root npq, but I don't have the npq, so I'm just gonna write it like this, right? So now my job is to find n, right? Find n. So how do we do it? How do we do it? It's very easy. First of all, you can see that this is n times p. And if you notice here, this is also n times p. Actually, this is n times p times q lah. But you can break down, if you, how to say, if you write times here, you realize that n times p times q, this one is n times p. So actually you can sub this inside here, right? So it becomes 60 times q, and of course you have to square root the whole thing equals to 3 square root 5, right? It means you ganti lah, you ganti the whole thing, np 60, n times p 60 like this, right? Now you can find q, right? But sir, they want to find n. Okay, it's okay. You find q first. After you find q, you take 1 minus, then you get p lah. And then after you get p, you sub inside here, then you can find n already. So let's find q. First is you have to pindah the square root. Yeah, you have to move the square root first. So when you move the square root, it becomes square. And don't forget, the whole thing have to square. The whole thing over here have to square. It means 3 also have to square. Square root 5 also have to square. 3 square, you get 9. Square root 5 square, you get 5. Because when you take square root 5 square, the square root and square can cancel, can potong. So after you potong, left with this, now you can get your Q. Just press 9 times 5, divide 60, right? And if you press this, you will get the answer for Q 0.75. But this is not the answer. They want to find n. So how to find n? Okay, if you have Q, then you can find your P already. Because Q is probability of failure, P is probability of success. The total probability mesti 1. Okay, the probability when you tambah dua probability mesti 1. So to get the other probability, it will be 1 minus 0.75 and you will get 0.25. And now you can find your n, just take the P, you sub inside here. So now it becomes when P equals to 0.25. Now your n times 0.25 equals to 60 and your n answer will come out 240. So this is your final answer, not this one. But this one you have to show you're working also because without this, you can't find your n, right? So I just want you to know this is your final answer, okay? Because they asked for n. So this is worth 3 marks. So that's all. Let's continue with question number 2. Let's read the English one. A straight line graph is obtained by plotting square root y against x. So this is a linear law question for sure, for sure. Just by reading this, I know already. Because only in linear law, they will modify the y-axis and the x-axis only in this chapter. So now we already know this is a linear law, and they want the how to say, the straight line graph is obtained by plotting square root y against x, right? So if I modify the y-axis becomes square root y, and I modify the x-axis become x, I will get a straight line. Okay, I will get a straight line, right? And then they says find the equation of curve. Huh. Oh, okay, I forgot to read this, buddies. Sorry. Points of negative 336 and 1, 4 lie on a curve, which is related by variable x and y. Oh, okay. So originally it's not a straight line, it's actually a curve, right? It's a curve. Okay, but I don't know whether the curve is like this or like this, right? But it's okay because it doesn't matter. I'm just drawing. I just draw this to understand only, right? This drawing tak ada markah pun, right? This drawing has no marks, so it's okay if you get the drawing wrong, right? So saya lukis ni cuma untuk kita faham saja, bukan untuk. So it's okay kalau you punya lukisan ni tak accurate, okay? So it's okay if your drawing is like not accurate or not tak ada cantik or whatever. So I will just assume it's like this lah. Just assume lah. Maybe it's not like this. Maybe it's like this, right? Who knows, right? Or maybe it's like a power tree punya curve, right? Who knows? But it's okay, whatever, whatever. It's just a drawing. Okay, I just draw it to make us understand. So this is y against x. Okay, when it's y against x, the curve passes through 2 point, negative 336 and 1, 4. So I'll just write here negative 336, and then the other point is 1, 4. Okay. Okay, I know some of you will say, sir, tak ada logic lah. Kalau sini negative 336, how can this be 1, 4? 36 punya point bukan kena tinggi sikit lah. Because this point is, the y coordinate is 36, so the height must be higher, right? Okay, I told you already, this is it's just a drawing. It's just, kita lukis untuk kita faham saja. Just draw to make us understand. It doesn't have to be like accurate one. Okay? The soalan never ask you to sketch, man. This one just draw for us to understand. Okay, don't worry too much about the placement or the position or the accuracy. Who cares? Who cares, right? Who cares? We just want to understand the concept. We just want to understand the question. So what we care about is the curve passes through these 2 points. That's what we care about. So this is y against x. Now they say a straight line graph is obtained by plotting square root y against x. So by modifying the y-axis to square root y and the x-axis, okay, the x-axis stay the same lah. And then they say you get a straight line, right? So this curve can become a straight line, but you have to convert to linear form lah. Now they say find equation of curve. Okay, first of all, you need to know that the points they give here is useful. Yeah, it's useful. But the point they give here, you cannot use these 2 points to find the gradient of the straight line. Memang tak boleh lah. Sebab ini point yang curve passes through. When you change to a straight line, this point position will change, right? Because you already modify your y-axis and your x-axis, right? And your new equation look like this. Y equals mx plus c. This is how equation of straight line looks like. And the y-axis is actually square root y. The gradient, I don't know. The c also, I don't know. And then the big X, okay, the x-axis is x also lah. So you can see that if I want to change the equation to linear form, I need to make sure my equation y-axis, x-axis is square root y and x. So that means this point they give you, I will draw in a table form for you. So this negative 336 is actually the value for x and y. The other point also is for x and y, right? But after you change to linear form, you will draw a new table. Okay, you remember how you do it in paper 2? In paper 2, they always give you a table, right? But you will never use the table they give you to draw the graph. Right? In paper 2 lah. I'm doing paper 1 now. But when you're doing paper 2 linear law question, bukan ke dia akan bagi satu table yang XY kan? And then, after you read the question, you realize you have to draw a new table maybe for 1 over X, log Y, or Y square, or whatever, right? It's the same concept lah. It's the same concept. So now you're doing paper 1, but it's the same concept, right? You want your x-axis, y-axis to match with the straight line graph punya y-axis, x-axis. So you want it to be x and square root y like this. So the x stay the same lah, negative 3, 1. But the square root y, I have to square root 36. I'll get 6. Square root 4, I'll get 2. Okay, take the positive value. Okay, when you after you square root, take the positive value. So now you end up with these 2 points. It means these 2 points is the point that passes through the straight line. Now it makes sense already. Square root y against x. So the straight line passes through negative 3, 6 and 1, 2. And please don't tell me something like, hey, sir, this one tak ada logic lah. This one negative 3. How can negative 3 be here? Negative 3 must be on the left side here, right? Okay, I told you already, this drawing is just for us to understand only. Don't worry too much about the placement. It's fine one. Ini saya main lukis saja. Ini saya lukis untuk kita faham saja. So don't worry about the placement too much. Okay, sekarang kita dah dapat 2 point yang straight line passes through. Now can we find the gradient? Yes. So how to find? M will be y minus y over x minus x, which is 6 minus 2 over negative 3 minus 1. And you will end up with 4 over negative 4, which gives you negative 1. So now we have the gradient. We can sub inside the equation. So now it becomes what? M is negative 1, right? But when you sub the M negative 1, you realize that the C don't have, right? The C don't have, right? And C is y-intercept, pindasan y. So where is the pindasan y? We actually don't know, right? We actually don't know. The 2 point they gave us is not the y-intercept. If they got give us y-intercept, the x will be 0, 1. Yeah, because when it's the y-intercept, the x-coordinate will be 0. So dia tak bagi y-intercept, tapi tak apa. We can find it ourselves using the other method, which is we sub x and y inside. We sub the x-coordinate and y inside. Because we already have our m, so to find c, we just have to have all the coordinate. Yeah, the x-coordinate and y-coordinate. And after we sub these three things, you can just move pina, then you can find c already. So let's write down the equation. It will be square root y equals to m, which is negative 1. But negative 1 tak ada orang tulis plus c. Okay, you have to be careful here because a lot of students, okay, now we want to sub x coordinate and y coordinate to find c, right? So you can sub this point or this point, right? But make sure, why you can sub these 2 points is because the line got passes through these 2 points. Okay, please don't sub this one lah, come on. This one is the curve punya, no, don't do that. So you kena sub yang garis lurus ada melalui. The straight line got passes through punya point lah. So these 2 points you can sub either one. You sub any one also you get the same answer. This one also get same answer. Both also will give you same answer one because both got passes through ma. So I will sub into 1, 2. So I'll just write here PT 1, 2. PT stands for passes through. Now you sub inside. Okay, let me tell you a common mistake. Some of you will sub like this. Square root 2 equals to negative 1 plus C. Yeah, some of you sub like this. Okay, this is wrong. Okay, this is wrong. So what you need to understand is the 2 is not actually Y. The 2 is actually the big Y. The 2 is actually the big Y. And then X is actually big X. Wait. Why I suddenly call it big X, big Y? Why not call it the small x, small y? Because in this graph, the y-axis is square root y. It means this 2 is actually the square root y. It's actually the whole square root y. So you cannot sub square root 2 here. You have to sub 2 like that. It means 2 is actually the whole thing. All right. So we have to be careful on this part lah. All right. The way I teach my student is I always tell them, if you want to sub inside, use the big letter. Use the big letter, because if you use the big letter, then you will not sort wrong. So let me write again for you. So for the big Y, you can write like this. Instead of writing square root Y, you write big Y like this. And then the M is negative 1. Okay, but 1 tak payah tulis. And then big X, just use big X like this, right? Then you sub. And then after you sub, after you find C, then only you change to the square root Y and X. If you do it like that, it's much more safer lah. Okay, just be careful on that. Okay, so sekarang saya boleh cari C equals to 2 plus 1, which is 3. Now we sub inside, right? And when we sub inside, the C is 3, so you get what? Big Y equals to negative big X plus 3, right? Now only you change the x-axis to y-axis to the square root yx. If you do it like that, then it's like then it's confirmed correct lah. So this is square root y, this one is x. Okay, but this question they ask us to find equation of curve, right? Usually equation of curve mesti ada power, the highest power of x will not be 1. It will be power 2 or power 3, whatever. And also usually if it's a quadratic curve, it will be in general form, right? So let's change this into that. So first I can pindah the square root jadi square. And don't forget, when you square it, you cannot do like that. You cannot like that. Siapa ajar macam ni? Salah. So cannot do like that. When you square, the whole thing have to square. So the correct way is like this. And what this means is negative x plus 3 times negative x plus 3. And then you have to darab one by one. Like this, like this, like this, like this, right? But there is a shortcut to do this. The shortcut is you will take, okay, for example, if I have a plus b square, what you can do is you can take a square, you get a square, and then a times b times 2, which gives you 2ab, and then b square like this. So this is the fast way to do it, right? Yeah. So let's apply this into our working here. So a is our negative x, right? So negative x squared, you get positive x squared. Because when you square negative number, it becomes positive. And then here it says 2ab. So negative x times 3 times 2, negative 6x. And then this one is b squared, which is 3 squared plus 9. This is your final answer. All right? So this is how I will write it. Okay, sudah siap. Hope you understand. Okay, Moving on, number 3, diagram 1 shows 3 points lie on the Cartesian plane. So we have point A, 1, 7, point C, negative 1, 3. Point B, tak bagi, but I do know that the x coordinate and y coordinate must be positive, right? But it's useless because I don't know what's the exact coordinate, but it's okay. Let's see what they want. A, state vector CA. So definitely is vector question, this one. So CA vector. Okay, C to A is from here to here. Let's draw a line joining them together. So C to A and the arrow have to go like that. So when you label vector, the arrow is very important one. So C to A means the direction is going to A like this, C to A. Okay, how to find CA? First of all, you need to know something. This is a coordinate vector question. What is coordinate vector? Coordinate vector means they will use IJ only. They will only use these two alphabet IJ. Okay, so it will look like this, XI plus YJ. Okay, what is the difference between coordinate vector and normal vector? Okay, for normal vector, it can be any direction. Okay, yeah, you can use any alphabet like A, B, C, D, E, like any alphabet from A to Z. But coordinate vector, you can use only two vector, which is I and J. Only these two alphabet only. Alright. Why this two IJ is special is because the I is for pergerakan yang kiri kanan, J is for pergerakan yang atas bawah. That means I is for vector for horizontal movement. Horizontal. And then J is for vertical movement. And we can also write this in the bracket form like this, X, Y, like this, right? Like translation, like when you do translation also, it's like that, Do you know what's translation in mathematics? Like you have to translate, right? You have to drag left, right, up, down, that one. So this one is for kiri kanan, this one atas bawah. Okay, X horizontal movement, Y vertical movement. So now they want to find CA, right? So how to know C to A is how many I and plus how many J? It means we have to count how many units here and how many units here, right? So takkanlah you want to kira one by one. So let me show you how to do it. You will just take the A coordinate minus the C coordinate. So it will be like something I plus something J. And to get the I punya number here, you will take point A minus point C, but you take the X coordinate. So it'll be 1 minus negative 1 like this. So which is 1 plus 1. And then the other one is Y minus Y, 7 minus 3 like this. You understand why like that, right? Because to get the distance from here to here, you have to take the X minus X. That's how you get the distance between these 2 points. And then to get the distance here, you take Y minus Y lah. But make sure you take point A minus point C. Bukan point C minus point A. They want to go from C to A, you mesti ambil A minus C. So for example, if I ask you to find AF, it means you have to take F punya coordinate minus A punya coordinate. Yeah, because it's A to F. If A to F, it has to be F minus A. So this one is C to A, so it has to be A minus C, not the other way. If you do the other way, salah. Okay, so now I'll get the answer. 2I plus 4J. Okay, sudah siap. Now let's do B. Oh, by the way, this one, if you want to write in bracket form, can also. If you write in bracket form, you look like this. So slash 2, 4 like this. Okay. They are both the same. And also the question never mentioned what form they want. So you can choose whichever you want. But usually I prefer this form better because it's like it looks more simple. And also it's like easier to do calculation when it's in this form, right? So I usually prefer write like this one. Okay, Tapa, now finish already. Let's do B. It is given that AB is 3I plus KJ. I should label this. I should be labeling this. Okay, so AB is here, right? So I should draw a line joining A to B, and the arrow have to go to B, of course. 3I plus KJ, just write it beside. Okay. Okay, but keep in mind, you don't know the point B, but it's okay. Now it says what? Number 1, if CA plus 3AB equals 11I minus 2J, find value of K by using vectors arithmetic operation. Okay, they give us information here. Let's write this down, right? This one confirm will be useful one, right? So B question 1, CA plus 3AB equals 11I minus 2J. Okay, let's check whether we have CA and AB or not. If we have these two vector, then it's very good. If we have these two vector, then it's very good because we can just sub inside and then times 3 and then plus these two together and then just compare, then I can find my K already, right? If I have these two vector lah. But let's see whether I have or not. So vector CA, oh, I have already. And then what about the other vector AB? Also, I have already. They give us for free already. So I think I can start doing it already. And I told you already, I prefer writing it in a bracket form. Okay, but you want to write IJ can also, but I'll write in bracket. So you look like this, plus 3 bracket equals to bracket. Okay. Oh, you can only change to bracket form when it's IJ. If it's like MN or PQ or AB, don't change to bracket form. Don't do that. The bracket form is only for the IJ vector. Only the coordinate vector can write like this. Okay, so for CA is 2I plus 4J, which is 2, 4. So I write like this. AB, they already give us is 3i plus kj, but I told you I want to change to bracket form, so it will be 3 atas k bawah. 11i minus 2j is just going to be 11 atas negative 2 bawah like this. Now we can buat darab dulu. We have to times 3 first. The tambah cannot first. Kalau ada darab, kena buat darab dulu. So it becomes 2, 4 plus. Okay, the 3 have to times inside. So both number also have to times 3. 3 times 3, 9. 3 times k, 3k equals 11 negative 2. So atas tambah atas sama dengan atas. Bawah tambah bawah sama dengan bawah. So 2 plus 9 is 11 here. 4 plus 3k is 4 plus 3k. Okay. Atas tambah atas lah. Bawah tambah bawah. And then the other side is 11 negative 2. Now we can compare. When you compare, you will compare the I with I, the J with J, right? It means you compare atas dengan atas, bawah dengan bawah lah. So atas dengan atas sudah sama mah, 11, 11. So 4 plus 3k is equals to negative 2. Now 3k equals to negative 2 minus 4, negative 6. Bahagi 3 is negative 2. So the k answer is negative 2. Sudah siap. Let's do question number 2 here. Number 2 says, hence determine the unit vector in direction of AB. So they want to find unit vector. Unit vector in direction of AB. Direction of AB. So what is the formula for unit vector? Okay, let me tell you something first. When you're doing coordinate vector punya soalan, it means the IJ punya soalan, they like to ask two things. First is the magnitude, second is the unit vector. And you need to know the formula for both these things. First is the magnitude, second is the unit vector. Okay, I will tell you the formula for unit vector now. It's 1 over magnitude times with the vector. 1 over magnitude times with the vector. And now you don't have the magnitude and you also don't have the vector. So you need to find out these two things first. That's why I leave an empty space here, because I know I will need to find the magnitude first. So do I have the vector AB? Let's check. Actually, I have, but it's in terms of K. But wait, your K already find it, negative 2. So masukkan lah. 3y plus K means plus negative 2. So it's minus 2 lah. But I already tell you, you did the magnitude to masuk bawah sini nanti. So how to find the magnitude? Okay, the magnitude, we will use this symbol. This is the symbol for magnitude. We put the line like this. So it will become square root. Okay, the formula for magnitude is square root bracket square plus bracket square. And what you have to put inside the bracket, you have to put the number before IJ. Right? The number before IJ. But for AB lah, you don't go and put for CA. If you put for CA, then later you are finding magnitude of CA. You're finding magnitude of AB, so of course you put 3 and negative 2. Okay, if you press all this, you will get square root 13. Okay, square root 13, actually you cannot simplify this number. Wait, why I cakap macam tu? Because 13 cannot divide by any perfect square. Okay, if one day this number can divide by perfect square, you should simplify it. Yeah, you should simplify the cert. Otherwise, later when you masuk dalam, your final answer not same with the schema one. If you never simplify, but this one, square root 13 memang tak boleh simplify already. But just remember during SPM nanti, kalau you punya magnitude jawapan square root inside the square root in how to say, the number inside the square root can divide by any perfect square, then do it. Do it and simplify the number inside the square root, and then baru masuk dalam formula unit vector. Okay, otherwise your answer will be different with the schema and it's not good. So but this one cannot simplify already. Square root 13 is already like cannot already, because 13 cannot divide by any perfect square. So I'm just gonna write it here, and here I have to put in the vector AB lah, and it has to be in terms of IJ. So it's 3i minus 2j. And if you want to write in bracket form also can. Yeah, it's up to you one. Okay, now I will just expand inside. So I get 3 over square root 13i minus 2 over square root 13j. So this is the answer. Okay. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, let's do number 4 now. A function h is defined by hx equals modulus 2x minus 3. Let's write it down. So modulus 2x minus 3. Okay. For the domain negative 1, 6. Okay. I think this is a function question, right? So A says find the values of x such that hx is 3. And then B, they say find the range. Okay, at first, I thought they want us to sketch. Because usually if they ask like that, modulus 2x minus 3, and they give you domain, usually it means they want you to sketch. And then what you have to do is you have to find 4 points, 4 important points. You have to find the first point, okay, which is x equals negative 1. And then the last point, x equals 6. And then you also have to find the x-intercept and y-intercept. And you have to sub x equals 0, y equals 0, and then sketch the graph, and you will get something like a V shape like this, because it's modulus, all right? Okay, but this question never asks us to sketch. Yeah, they just want you to find value of x and hx is 3, so you don't have to sketch. Okay, but I want students to make sure you all know how to sketch also, because yeah, that comes out also sometimes. Okay, so hx equals to 3. Just write hx equals to 3. Wait, this is hx, this is also hx, right? So 3 is the answer. 3 is the answer. Answer for what? Answer for this lah. Answer for modulus 2x minus 3. Like this. Okay? It means hx is modulus 2x minus 3. Hx equals 3 means modulus 2x minus 3 equals 3. Okay, how to find x? First, you have to pindah the modulus. You cannot pindah 3 because the modulus, you have to pindah the paling outside punya. Pindah yang paling luar dulu. So the paling outside punya is modulus. So the modulus have to go first. So modulus go there, what happened? You don't tell me something like this. You don't tell me, wah sir, modulus pindah jadi macam ni. Memang ada student buat macam ni tau. Like banyak tau in my class. Okay, for my own student lah. I see they all do like that one. No, 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 no. When you pindah modulus, you have two answer, one positive, one negative. It should be like this. 2x minus 3 equals 3, and then 2x minus 3 equals to negative 3. This is how you pindah modulus. So remember, when you pindah modulus, got two answer, one positive, one negative. Now you can find x. 3 plus 3 is 6. X equals 6 divided to 3. Yeah. Do the same here. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0. X equals 0 divided to 0. So these are the two x answers. Okay. So make sense, right? Because they say values. So ada dua jawapan lah. Okay. Wait. Why got two answer? It means this is a many to one lah. It means when the hx is 3, when the image is 3, because hx means image, and then x is object. So you have two different object giving you the, how to say, giving you the same image. It means this is a many to one relation. Okay. But of course you don't have to draw this out lah. I just explain more detail for you, but you don't have to draw it. Okay, B. Find the range of values of x such that hx smaller equals 4. You do the same thing like just now, but this time it's not an equation, it's an inequality. And when it's an inequality, you can't find the values, you can only find the range. Yeah. So when they say find range means later because your soalan got smaller, bigger macam tu, right? So your range also later got this symbol, the smaller or bigger sign. Okay, so let's write down first. Hx smaller or equals 4, right? And we already know hx is equals to 2x minus 3. Modulus 2x minus 3. So modulus 2x minus 3 smaller or equals 4. Okay, how do we do this question? Okay, first of all, I know you can do it like just now, right? Modulus pindah sini. But you have to be careful here because this is not equals anymore. This is smaller. It means this is a inequality. Dalam bahasa Melayu, ini adalah ketaksamaan. Dia bukan persamaan, dia ketaksamaan. So when it's an inequality, you have to be careful when you have two answers especially. So later you know you have two answers, right? So if you have two answers, you cannot do it normally. You cannot do like that. You cannot do like that, 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 fall here and then like that, like that. Like this is wrong. And then the equal you just change to smaller equals. Cannot. Okay, this is wrong. This is wrong. So let me show you the correct way. When you are doing inequality and you have two answers, what you have to do is you have to change this to equal first. Yeah, you just change it temporary lah. Just tukar jadi equal dulu and do it normally first, right? Later we will worry about the sign. Now we just do it normally. So pindah modulus ada dua jawapan, satu positif, satu negatif. So like this, 4 and negative 4. Now how to find x? 4 plus 3 is 7. X equals 7 over 2, right? And then the other one is 2x equals negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1 over 2, like that. Sorry, negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. And then x equals to negative 1 over 2, right? Okay, but you have to come back to the smaller sign, right? Because you just change it to equal, right? And you already get two answers. But now you have to check the sign whether it's smaller or bigger. Okay, now listen. If the answer is smaller ataupun smaller equals, your answer will have to look like this. X in between, and then here you put the small number. Here you have to put the big number. Okay, it means your x will be in between, right? So this is case 1. Case 2 is kalau dia bigger atau bigger sama dengan, then your answer will look like this. X smaller than something, x bigger than something. But this number have to be the kecil punya number, ini kena besar punya number. Okay, so I repeat one more time. When the symbol is smaller or smaller equals, then your answer has to be in between, right? Okay, if the symbol kalau ada line bawah, then here also you put line lah. Kalau tak ada, then tak ada line lah. Macam tu. But if it's bigger or bigger equals, then it has to be. Then your answer have two parts. Dia ada dua bahagian. Okay, satu jawapan is x smaller than the small number, and then the other one will be x bigger than the besar punya number. Okay, it has to be x smaller kecil punya number. It cannot x smaller besar punya number. It means got two answer mah. You tengok yang mana kecil punya number, itu tulis dekat x smaller lah. And then out of the two answers, which one is the besar punya number, the bigger number, that one you tulis dekat x besar punya part. Okay. Okay, now let's look at this question. This is smaller. So smaller means your answer has to be x in between like this. But don't write like this. Don't write the 702 here. Please don't do that. You have to write the small number first. So negative 102 is smaller. And then 702. All right. And since the question got put the line here, you just put line in it. It means the line is not important one. Kalau soalan ada, you just letak saja. So this is the range of x in between. All right. So I hope you understand what I mentioned here. And remember this. This is very important. Yeah. When will this be important? When they give us a quadratic inequality, or maybe your inequality got two question. Two question pula, two answer. Because when you are dealing with inequality, ini ketaksamaan, and you have two answers, student usually get confused how to write it, right? So these things, this one will help you lah. This one will help you, right? And another case you get two answer is when it's a quadratic, when got power 2 here, right? When it's a quadratic and also it's an inequality, then also you apply this also. Yeah, it's the same thing, right? You will do the graph sketching method, right? And also you will also it is also follow the same concept. Okay, so I hope you understand now. Okay, sudah siap already. Okay, I want to do A now. 5A. Given that differentiate gx equals to 5fx, find integrate 40fx dx. Okay, this question is very, it comes out a lot in like paper 1, right? They like to ask this. When they ask the differentiation integration, they like to ask the soalan. Dia suka tanya soalan macam ni. So they will give you like differentiate something equals to something, and then ask you to find integrate something, right? Okay, if they give you differentiate gx is 5x, but the question they want us to find is like integrate punya. Tapi information yang dia bagi is differentiate punya. So how can we do it is we convert this information so that it becomes a integrate punya information. So that later when I do the integration punya soalan, I can use the information. Faham maksud saya? Because if I try to do this question now, I will get stuck. Because how can I use this information? This one is cakap pasal differentiation punya information. So how can we convert that? Okay, so if I have y and if I have dy dx, so from y to dy dx, what the process here is differentiate, but the other way will be integrate, right? Integrate. So if they tell you differentiate something equals to something, it means that integrate the answer, you get back the soalan. So what I will do now is I'll write integrate 5fx dx equals to gx. Okay, for those who don't understand where this thing come from, dengar sini. This D stands for differentiate. When you pindah sini, dia akan jadi integrate. Okay, this is like how I teach my student lah, to make them understand. So the D you can pindah here, it becomes when you pindah D, it becomes integrate, because the opposite for differentiate is integrate. And then this dx duduk bawah, you move here, it will become duduk atas already, right? That's why it becomes integrate 5fx dx. And this one can cut already lah. Because you pindah sana already mah. So integrate 5fx dx is gx. So exactly what I write here. Okay. You can understand better, right? If I mention like that. Okay. Now they want to find integrate 40fx dx. Okay. This one I'll write it beside integrate 40fx dx. So can you give me any idea? I already know integrate 5fx dx is gx, but I want to find integrate 40fx dx. So what I have to do now? I think I have to take out the 5 here, and the 40 also here also I have to take out, right? But how to take out? Okay, the 5 and fx, they are multiplied together. Now they multiply together, right? They multiply their times. Hubungan dia darab. So kalau hubungan dia darab, you can letak depan macam ni. So 5fx dx equals to gx, right? Okay, but only if it's times. If it's plus minus, you cannot just put it outside like that. If it's times, then can. Okay, after you reach here, you will do the same for your soalan here also. The 40 also you have to do it like that, right? Okay, now tell me, how can we connect these two together? So I'm trying to find this 40 times integrate fx dx. So integrate fx dx, I can find it from here, but the 5 have to pindah sana, right? So it becomes what? The integrate fx dx will be gx over 5, right? Because times 5 pindah jadi bahagi 5. And this whole thing you can sub inside here, right? So it becomes 40 times gx over 5, and therefore you get 40 divided 5, which is 8. So you get 8 gx. But hold on a minute. This integration, you can see there's no numbers here. Kalau tak ada number sini, kita panggil dia kameran tentu or kameran tak tentu. This one we call it kameran tak tentu. Tak tentu. In English, indefinite integral. Kalau ada number, we call it definite integral. Definite integral. Okay. So this one is kameran tak tentu. And for kameran tak tentu, when you integrate, you will always end up with plus C here. Okay, sebab dia tak ada number. So untuk kamaran tentu kena tulis plus C sebab dia tak ada number. Okay, so ini jawapan dia. Okay. Okay, let's do B. So B says what? The volume of cylinder V increases at the rate of 3 cm cube per second. Okay, I think I know this is differentiation already because I see the word rate. Okay. So ini soalan pembezaan lah. From 5 chapter differentiation. So they give us the rate of volume is 3 increases. So when you see the word rate means over dt. When you see the word rate means over dt. Okay, dia mesti over dt. Okay, but this one is rate of volume, so it's dv over dt increases at 3, so positive 3 lah, increases ma, positive. Okay, now it says given that the height of cylinder is twice the radius. Okay, just write it down. H height is 2r. Okay, comma, calculate the rate of change of water level when its height is 12 cm. So when the height is 12, they want to calculate the rate of change of water level. Rate again, so over dt again. But this one they use water level, right? So water level, you want to use which unknown? Okay, I think I will draw it out now. Ya, I think saya rasa saya kena lukis. Sebab kalau saya lukis baru senang faham kan. So it talking about cylinder. So let's just draw a cylinder. So what happens to this cylinder? The volume of cylinder increases at a rate of 3 cm cube. It means there's water going in, and every second the volume of water is increasing. Okay, increase. And satu saat dia sudah increase 3 cm cube. Ini maksud dia macam ni lah. So 1 second increase. So the volume keeps on it keeps on increasing. Given that the height of cylinder is twice the radius, so this is the radius r, and the height of cylinder is h, and the h is equals to 2r. Okay, boleh. And then calculate the rate of change of water level when its height is 12 cm. Rate of change of water level. Okay, it means that the water level is actually the h lah, right? Because the way we measure water level is when you fill up, let's say you fill up the water here, and you want to know the water level. The water level will be the distance here to here, right? And in other words, is the height of cylinder lah, right? In the height of cylinder. And they say when its height is 12 cm, right? Calculate the rate of change of water level when its height is 12 cm. It means if I fill it up until this thing is 12 cm, what is the rate of change of water level, right? Because the rate of change of volume is 3, right? It means like every second you tambah 3 cm cube. But what about the height here? You know, like 1 second, how many the height increase? How many cm? Okay, I don't want the rate for cm cube. I want the rate for cm. Like 1 second, how many cm this increase? I think that's what they want, right? So I think the water level is actually h. Yeah, the water level is actually h. So you're finding dh dt. Okay, you're finding like the rate. I mean, because h is the height of cylinder, right? But the height of cylinder is the water level lah. Because you're trying to find the rate, like how much the height is changing, the rate of change of height. Okay, yeah, the height of cylinder, yeah, water level is actually the height. So this one is the question mark. Yeah, because this is the final answer, right? Because they want you to calculate rate of change of water level. So this is the answer lah. Okay, when we are doing rate of change of question, I always teach my student to empty out the space here first. Jangan ini kosongkan tempat ni dulu, and then pergi sebelah buat benda ni, tulis line equals to line darab line. You do like that, and then afterwards you will start to write dt here and here. Okay, sini dengan sini confirm always same one, always put dt. And then here and here kena have to be the same, and here have to be the same. So sini dengan sini sama, sini dengan sini sama. Okay, but you have to put what? Okay, if you look at your information, which one yang saya tak tulis lagi? So dt sudah tulis, right? So the only thing left yang tak tulis lagi is the dv and the dh, right? So it's either dv dh ataupun dh dv dv. But which one do you think? Which one do you think is the correct one? Obviously it's dv dh dh. Let me tell you why. It's because v represents volume, h represents height of cylinder. And when you write the formula later, when you write your equation later, it will be v in terms of h. It will never be h in terms of v1. That is why the subject will be v, and that is why here you have to write dv. Okay. So this one you will always write the subject. Subject. Okay. So this equation later it will be v in terms of h. It means the subject will be v. So the subject you put it here. Okay. Okay. Now the dh dt, this is the final answer. So we want to find that later. And then dv dt is 3. So I already have it. So I think the dv dh I have to find it now lah. and I have to find it in this space. Okay, that's why I say I ask you to kosongkan tempat sini dulu. So DVDH saya kena cari sekarang lah. So how to find it? First, you need to have the equation V in terms of H first lah. And they never give us equation, right? But you can form yourself because V represents volume, H represents the height. And which formula comes into your mind when you are, how to connect these two things together, V and H? Is there any formula that you can use, or like any formula that comes into your mind when you want to relate these two things together, V and H? How to relate these two together? By using the volume of cylinder formula lah, pi r square h. This is the formula. Because V is volume of cylinder, H is the height of cylinder. So this is the formula. So I'll just write down this formula, pi r square h. And don't forget, we are trying to find dV dH. That's what we are trying to find now. And you cannot differentiate when you have two unknowns at the right side. Okay? You tak boleh differentiate kalau ada dua unknown sebelah kanan. Dia kena ada satu unknown saja sebelah kanan. Sebelah kanan on the right side. So what you have to do is you want it to be V in terms of H only. You don't want it to be like got R1. So this R I have to figure out some way to how to say, to change it into something H lah. It means I have to form a equation yang R in terms of H. And they did mention just now the H is equals to 2R. The height is always the 2 times radius. So it means the radius is actually H over 2 lah. Agree, right? So the radius is actually H over 2, right? So we can actually put inside here. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want it to be V in terms of H only. So now it becomes H square over 2 square, H square over 2 square, which is H square over 4. So it becomes like this, H square over 4 times with H. So if you simplify this, you will get pi over 4, H square times H is H power 3. Okay. Okay, the reason why I write it in such a way that it would be easy for me to differentiate. Okay, I make sure I can see the power and I can see the number before. Okay, so now we can differentiate, and then after differentiate we can sub inside. Hey, but after you differentiate cannot sub inside yet because after you differentiate you have to sub H masuk dulu. Okay, tak apa, we differentiate first. 3 times pi over 4 is 3 pi over 4, and then power have to minus 1, right? So it becomes H square lah. Okay, but don't sub inside first. Don't do that. Don't do that. You have to make sure you sub the H first. And the H, the soalan got give 12. Okay. Memang macam tu. Before you sub, you have to make sure your answer is like a value first. Is a value baru you sub masuk. Okay, 12 square divide 4, I don't know. 144 divide 4, what is that? 36. And then 36 times 3, you will get, here's 36 times 3, 108, is it? Let me try with my calculator. I got 108, yes. So you just write 108 pi, and then that is the dVdH answer, and then you sub inside here 108 pi, and now you can find your dH dt. You'll be 3 divide 108 pi, and if you press this, you will get 1 over 36 pi. But make sure that the pi you tulis bawah, because when you pindah this, the pi will be, dekat bawah. It will be below the fraction. Okay, so let's write the unit. dH dt equals 1 over 36 pi. Okay, the H represents water level or the height, which is in cm lah. Yeah lah, because we are finding the rate of water level the rate for the cm here. And then the time will be in second, but since dia duduk bawah, you kena letak minus 1. So the rate is 1 over 36 pi cm per second. That's what it means, right? Okay, sudah siap. Okay, let's do number 6. This looks like a progression question to me. So later have to use the progression formula. Okay, let's check whether it's arithmetic or geometric progression first. Okay, given the sum of the third and the fourth term of geometric is 640. So they already mentioned it's geometric. So later have to use the geometric GP punya formula. Okay, if you use the AP formula, then wrong. Okay, while the second term is 96 less than the third term, all terms in this sequence are whole number. A, find the first term and common ratio. Okay. Let's write down the information first. Yeah, let's take out the information first. So the first information says sum of the third and fourth term of geometric is 640. That means T3 plus T4 equals to 640. Okay, I hope none of you go and write S3 plus S4. Some of you might make this mistake because you see the word sum, then you get confused, then you thought like, oh, sir, S3 plus S4. No, 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 no. If they say sum of third term and fourth term, what it means is T3 plus T4. Okay? Yeah, the third term and the fourth term punya sum. So the T3 and the T4 punya jumlah hasil tambah. So the T3 and T4 punya sum. So it's like this. And it's GP. And then while the second term is 96 less than the third term. So what does it mean? The second term is 96 less than the third term. It means if I take T2 plus 96, I will get T3. Okay? You understand, right? because they say T2 is 96 less than the third term. It means that the T2 is like less than the T3 lah. It's less than the T3, but 96 less than the third term. So if you plus 96, then you get the T3 here. So that's why it's like this: T2 plus 96, T3. Or maybe some of you want to write T3 minus T2 equals 96. Can also, this one and this one is the same. Yeah, it's the same thing, because when you move this pindah sana, that like same lah, it's the same thing. It's the same. Okay, so now let's see what else. All terms in this sequence are whole number. Okay, this is weird. This is very weird, because usually when we do progression question, they won't mention something like that one, right? Like, okay, sometimes they will mention, but very rare they will mention one. So this one confirm will be important one. So let's think about this. All terms in this sequence are whole number. What is whole number? Whole number means tak ada fraction, tak ada decimal, right? There's no fraction, no decimal, tak ada titik perpuluhan, tak ada pecahan, macam tu lah. So if all terms are whole number, what does it mean? It means later your first term is a whole number lah, right? Your first term has to be whole number. Why? Because if your first term is not whole number, then this is not true already, because they say all terms, right? So including the first term also lah. So maybe later your first term got two answer. Maybe lah, I'm just guessing lah. Maybe later after I finish it maybe later my first term ada dua jawapan. Satu jawapan yang bukan whole number, satu jawapan whole number, and we have to reject the one yang ada fraction decimal and take the whole number for my answer. Okay, maybe lah. I'm just guessing, because why would they mention this, right? Why would they mention this? Mesti ada sebab dia, right? Mesti. Okay, maybe it's because of that, right? Okay, now let's start doing it. Find the first term and common ratio, which is the R, for the progression. Okay, first of all, we have to use the Tn formula. Okay, yeah, because everything in my information, you see T already. So the Tn formula in geometric is AR power n minus 1. This is the formula we will apply now. So T3 will be AR power 2. Okay, because n minus 1, 3 minus 1. T4 is AR power 3 equals to 640. And I don't have the A and R. Dua-dua pun saya tak ada. Yeah, I want to find. But it's okay. Later you can do simultaneous. Because you have two information, right? Okay, so now we can use the formula for the other information. So T2 will be AR power 1, power 1 tak payah tulis, plus 96 equals to T3 AR power 2. Okay, now you can, what you can do now? Let's see. You can pindah the AR power. Okay. I think I will choose to pindah like this. Yeah, it's better, right? So it becomes 96 equals to AR power 2 minus AR. Okay. It means I try to make the AR square and AR on one side, because in the other equation also look like this, so I will try to make it like this also. Okay. So this one is minus AR. And I can rewrite this whole thing again, AR square minus AR, but yeah, it's the same. This one, ini dengan ni sama. It's just that I switch both sides. I just switch the side. Okay, so sekarang saya boleh solve this using simultaneous. Okay, when it's a geometric progression and you're trying to do simultaneous, you don't go and do like what? Equation 1 minus equation 2. Don't do like that. Okay, because for geometric, you have to do bahagi. Because usually when you do simultaneous, when you use the elimination method, penghapusan, you will minus, right? Minus or plus, right? To hapuskan one of the unknown. But for this, if you minus plus, it will not, dia tak jadi one. You have to divide. You have to divide. And before you divide, you have to factorize completely first. So AR square and AR power 3, what you can factorize? They both have A, so you can factorize A. R square and R power 3, the common factor here is R power R square. Yeah, it means they both can divide by AR square. So when you divide AR square with AR square, you get 1. When you divide AR power 3 by AR power 2, you get R only, right? So I already factorize completely, and do the same here also. You will factorize completely, and what is the common factor? AR, because they both can divide A and they both can divide R. So AR square divide AR left with R minus AR divided minus 1 equals 96, right? And this is your equation 1, and this is your equation 2. And I told you already, for geometric progression, when you do simultaneous, don't take equation 1 minus equation 2. Don't minus or plus. If you minus or plus, it's useless one. Because the A you cannot eliminate, the R also cannot eliminate. The correct way is to divide. So you can take 2 divide 1 also can, 1 divide 2 also can, up to you. Okay, I take 1 divide 2. Okay, divide, bahagi. Okay, yeah, bahagi. So it becomes AR squared divide 1 plus R, which is equation 1. Divide with equation 2, AR and then R minus 1 equals 640 bahagi 96. This is how you do it. Okay, I know 640 can divide 96, right? If you press calculator, you will get oh, actually cannot divide. Okay, but they simplify for me in the calculator 20 over 3. Right? And then for this part, you can potong A and A when you divide. Hilang already. R square divide R is just R lah. It's just left with R atas. Because when you take same base divide, the power have to minus. So 2 minus 1, you left with R power 1. Okay? So now you can find R already. Because you left with R here and you can expand inside. So R times 1 is R times R is R square over R minus 1. So you can see you already successfully eliminate the A. Okay, you sudah berjaya hapuskan A. So sekarang boleh cari R lah. So you have single fraction on this side, single fraction on the other side. So when you have single fraction on both sides, how can you find? What should you do? You can cross multiply You can darab silang. So 3 times R, 3R, 3 times R, 3R square, 20R minus 20. So now it's a quadratic because got square. So when it's a quadratic, you have to move everything to one side equals 0. And then press calculator. So 3R square. Okay, 3R minus 20 is negative 17R. Minus 20 become plus 20 equals 0. Okay, now you can use calculator, and when you press this, you get two answer. Okay, let me press. What's the A? 3B negative 17, C 20. Okay, my calculator give me 4 and 5 over 3. Okay, 4 and 5 over 3. So R equals 4, R equals 5 over 3. And don't forget, you have to kosong satu baris first, right? And what you have to write here? You have to write bracket equals 0, and you have to pindah balik in reverse. So the 4 becomes minus 4, and then this 3 becomes 3R plus 5 pindah jadi minus 5 like this. Okay? Yeah, because the divide 3 when you pindah balik jadi times. Okay, now I will go back to the soalan, and now I understand already why they say all terms are whole number. So if all terms are whole number, I told you just now, right? Whole number means your term cannot have fraction, cannot have decimal, right? So I think now, but this one is R, right? Ini bukan A, ini R kan? So yang saya cakap kena fraction decimal is the whole number, right? Okay lah. Then let's find the A lah, right? Let's find the A and then see which one we have to reject. So when R equals 4, and then the other one is when R equals 5 over 3, right? So let's find the A. We have to sub into equation. Which equation? Actually one also can, two also can, right? But I will sub into equation 2, right? But I will expand first. Yeah, I will expand first. And after I expand, I'll get this, right? So I will sub into this one. So it becomes AR square minus AR equals 96. And then the other one, AR square minus AR equals 96. Okay, after I solve A both sides, then I know which one can reject. So 4 square 16A minus 4A 12A equals 96. A equals 8. The other one, 5 over 3 square times A. Use calculator. Okay, 5 over 3 square is 25 over 9. And then minus 5 over 3, I get 10 over 9A equals 96. So my A will be 96 times 9 divide 10. Okay, I get 432 over 5. Okay, 432 over 5. So obviously, this one have to reject. Why? Because they say all terms are whole number. And if your first term is not whole number, then reject lah. Right? Okay, so this is the answer. Let me press again because I takut I tekan salah. Minus 5 over 3. 10 over 9A, so 96 divide answer. Okay, yeah. I think it's correct. So now I already know my A and R. So that's my answer lah. My A first term is 8, and then my R is 4. And the question asked for A and R, right? First term and common ratio. So yeah, that's the answer. Okay. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, I will make space for the next question. Okay, let me make some space here. Okay. Now I will do B. Okay, B, I'll do it here. Okay, B1. Let's see. 1 over 9, 1 over 27, 1 over 21 are the first three terms of geometric progression. Okay, if they give you the first three terms, you can already write down the A and the R. Okay, yeah, because it's geometric, so A and R. If arithmetic, find the A and D lah. Okay, geometric, write A and R. So the A is 1 over 9. Okay, the R is 1 over 27 divide 1 over 9. I don't even care what the question want. I don't care. Because when they give us progression, you should write the AR. And you know why, right? It's because all the formula in the geometric progression, all the formula, you need to have the AR. So if you can find it, just find it straight away. Okay? Yeah, it doesn't matter what the question wants. Just find it. So for the R, it will be T2 bahagi T1, 1 over 27 divide 1 over 9, which is the same as 1 over 27 times 9, which is 9 over 27, 1 over 3. Okay? Or you can just use your calculator to help you. Just press your calculator. Just press this and then the calculator will give you 1 over 3. Okay, now this says number 1, find the greatest value of n if Tn is bigger than 1 over 10,000. So use the Tn formula. The Tn formula is AR power n minus 1. I already explained it just now here, up here. Okay, so I will do it now. So I will straight away write AR power n minus 1 greater than 1 over 10,000. Okay, I already have my AR, right? So let's replace the A with 1 over 9. And then the R is 1 over 3. And the 1 over 3 have to power n minus 1, right? So now it's like an indices question. Do you realize it's like an indices punya soalan? So for indices punya soalan, what you should do? You're trying to find n. So what you will do now is you pindah the 109 so that it becomes 1 to 1. Right? So it becomes 1 to 1. And then you try to make them same base. And if you cannot change to same base, you tambah log both sides. Right? So that's the plan now. So first, we pindah 109 first. So when you pindah the 9, it becomes times 9. So it becomes 9 over 10,000. Right? And after you reach here, you realize 1 over 3, 9 over 10,000, you can't change to same base. Right? If you can't change to same base means your answer for n later will be it will be like a ugly answer. It will be like jawapan yang ada banyak decimal place one, like ada point macam tu lah, ada decimal place. Okay, that's why you have to use another method to do it, which is to use the tambah log punya method. So when you tambah log, you tambah both sides, log base 10. This one also log base 10, and then this is 1 over 3. The power you can letak depan, and then 9 over 10,000 just write like this. Okay, after you sampai sini, now you can find n minus 1. So you pindah this whole thing to the other side, right? So when you pindah this whole thing, you tekan. So log base 10, 9 over 1,000. I forgot 1 0 here. So 9 over 10,000. And then divide by log base 10, 1 over 3. So wait for me. I tekan calculator. Okay, my calculator give me like an ugly answer. Like dia bagi banyak decimal place, right? So you can write 4 significant figure, 6.3836, so 6.384. Okay. Okay. Now you have to be careful here. This one is bigger, right? Bigger, right? So this one, you have to write smaller. Yeah, you have to write smaller. You know why? Because when you divide with negative number, you have to terbalik you punya symbol. You have to terbalikkan. So the bigger now become smaller. And why I say this one is negative is because this one is log 1 over 3, and 1 over 3 is 0 point something, right? And when you tekan log 0 point anything, you will get negative. Remember that when you tekan log 0 point something, you get negative, right? And if you don't believe me, you can press now. Just press log 1 over 3. You just press it press separately. You don't press this one, divide this one. You just press this one only, and your calculator will give you a negative value. So that's why I said this bigger have to change to smaller. So now it becomes n smaller than 6.384 plus 1 is 7.384, right? Okay, but they want you to find the greatest value of n. And do you know the n has to be whole number? Do you know that? Because n is like what? N is the number of terms, right? The n represents number of terms. So for example, the first term, the second term, the third term. So the n is 1, the n is 2, the n is 3, right? Mana pernah jadi n is 2.5? Mana ada t 2.5? Tak ada mah, right? The n mesti is like a ranking. First place, second place, third place. Mana ada like 1.5 place punya? Tak ada kan? Like if you go Olympic, you is only like tempat pertama, tempat kedua, tempat ketiga. Tak ada tempat 6.8 macam tu, apa 7.3. Tak ada kan. The n must be a whole number. Dia mesti nombor bulat, integer. So I have to make sure I take the n yang apa, I have to round off lah. But when you round off, you have to look at the symbol, and also they say greatest value here, right? So the greatest value here is 7 lah. Yeah, 7. Okay. Because the symbol is smaller ma. The n is smaller than 7.384. So what number is smaller than 7.384? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and so on lah. But why you choose 7 is because they want greatest. Okay, so the greatest value that is 7 lah. Okay, that's the answer. Okay, let's do the last question here. Find the sum to infinity of the bracket. This is easy. Just use the S infinity formula. It's a over 1 minus r. This is the formula. Okay. Okay, so you have the AR already, right? So it should be easy. So S infinity equals to a over 1 minus r. The a is 1 over 9. The r is 1 over 3. So now it becomes 1 over 9 divide 1 minus 1 over 3, which is 2 over 3. But if you want to write like this, be careful. Make sure you put bracket. Okay, otherwise it's like very confusing, right? Sebab dia ada 4 tingkat. So when you have 4 tingkat, you have to write carefully the bracket. So 1 over 9 divide 2 over 3 means times 3 over 2. And then 3 and 9 can cut, you get 1 over 6. Actually, you just use your calculator also can lah. Just use your calculator. Okay, you will get the same also. But make sure if you're using your calculator, you press all the bracket. Otherwise the calculator don't know which one to do first, right? Okay, so that's it. Okay, let's do question number 7. So number 7 says terbitkan bahawa log x or y base a sama dengan log x base a minus log y base a. Derive log x or y base a equals log x base a minus log y base a. Okay, this is under Form 4 chapter, the indices third logarithm punya chapter, and this is one of the formula that we learn under laws of logarithm. So laws of logarithm ada banyak. Okay, laws of logarithm ada banyak. So I'm just gonna name a few that is like the paling famous punya ataupun paling common semua orang apa like the main ones lah. I will just list down the main ones. The first one is the multiplication law, which is when you have log a x y. Okay, or sometimes they use mn one, but it's the same. Equals to log ax plus log ay. Yeah, this is the multiplication law. And then the next one is the division law. Okay, the division law is log ax over y equals to log ax minus log ay. And you also have the power law. Okay, the power law. The power law is like if I have log a, contoh x power m like that, and then the m can pindah macam ni. Yep. And then there's another law we learn is the changing base punya, right? The changing base like log, let's say a base b, and let's say I want to change to log base c, so it will be log cc. The a tulis atas, b tulis bawah. Okay, so these are the main ones, right? And sometimes the question asks us to derive the formula, right? To derive this law, So actually, the for logarithm punya chapter, they will only ask you to derive one of these four formula. If they want to ask derive punya soalan lah. Kalau dia nak tanya soalan derive, dia hanya akan tanya for ini empat, salah satu daripada empat ni saja. They will only ask one of these four. It means you kena tahulah macam mana nak buat. Okay, but for now I will just show you how to derive this. Okay, because that's what the question asks. Right? So I will show you how to derive the division law. Okay, this formula, we'll call it the division law. So the way I do it is, okay. First of all, what is derive? Derive means you have to start from nothing. You have to start from nothing. It's like you start with a empty piece of paper, and then you can put anything you want. You can put anything you want. You can write anything you want. Yeah, you can let anything you want, but make sure everything is legal. Yeah, everything is like mathematically legal. And of course you want your end result to be this lah, right? And you can do anything. And usually I will tell students to memorize the first few steps. Yeah, because the hard part about this is the first few steps. The rest is like very self-explanatory. So let me show you. So first of all, the way I do it is I will straight away ask students to look at this part and this part, right? So this one log ax minus log ay, right? You straight away let the log ax equals to any unknown. The one you can decide. You can put any unknown you want, anything. But don't put a and x because you will get confused later because you already have ax here. So you can put any other unknown. Maybe I put p or you want to put m also can, like whatever lah. Just put whatever alphabet, whatever letter you want. And then the other one also log ay, and also this is for you to decide. You can put anything you want. I'll just put q. Okay. So now I change this to p and q. Okay. And then now what you do is you will apply the anti-lock property. It means like you try to, how to say, hilangkan lock. Yeah, you try to hilangkan lock. And how do you do that? Okay, when you have lock something base something equals to something, you can hilangkan the lock by moving the lock base to the other side. Okay, yeah, you can pindah the lock base to the other side. But when you pindah, the lock base becomes the number base. Yeah, it becomes the number base. And then this P becomes power already, right? And you do the same here also, apply the same step, you will become y equals a power q, right? Okay, this is the part that I want you to memorize. Yeah, this is the part that I want you to memorize. The rest, you can do it on the spot also can one, because the rest, you just work towards this. Yeah, you just work towards getting this. And it's very self-explanatory. If you are like, even if you are like not a good student, even if you are like average student, you know how to work towards this one, just slowly step by step. Okay, and remember this is what you are trying to find, right? So you just works towards this and then you get it already. Okay, I think the hard part is the beginning, like the first few steps. So if you can memorize this, then it's really good. Okay, so you try to just remember these steps, right? Okay, I'll show you how to continue. You will take x times y. Eh, y x times y. It have to be x divide y, right? Yeah, because you want to we want to work towards this, right? You want to work towards this. So it will be x over y like this. Okay. Okay. I know they want log x or y base a, but the log later. The log later. Later. Nanti sabar. So x or y, which is a power p dy a power q. Right? So your x over y equals to what? Okay, this one you can use the law of indices. So in law of indices you learn about if I give you a power m times a power n, it will be a power m plus n. It means when we have two terms with same base, and then you want to times them together, the power need to plus. And then if a power m divide a power n, it will be a power m minus n. Right? This is the two main law of indices. Okay, but law of indices ada banyak tau, ada banyak lagi. It's just that these two is the main one lah. So a power p times divide a power q is a power p minus q. But I already said you have to work towards this. You have to work towards the log x or y base a, because this is what you're trying to prove. You're trying to derive the formula for this. So what you can do is you can apply the same property just now, and what you do just now is you try to get rid of the log, right? But now you're trying to revive the log. You try to make the log. Tadi you want to just now you want the log to disappear, right? You want it to be disappear. Now you want the log to magically appear again. So how you do it is you pindah balik the a back here lah. It's the same step you did here. It's just that you do it in reverse now because you want the log. So the a you can pindah balik, right? So let me explain using another way. The log base, you can move to the other side, become the number base. It means that the number base can move back to the other side, become the log base also. So it becomes log a x or y, and here you left with p minus q, right? And you know what is p minus q. You know already what's pq. P is log ax, q is log ay. Okay, and you already successfully derived the formula. So p is, according to what I write here, is log ax, and then minus log aq. Log ay, sorry. Okay, so you can see this one is exactly the same as what they want us, the same as the division law. So I just write derived here. Okay, so let me give some tips for you to do it in the exam later. So you have to what you have to memorize is just these two steps only actually, because the hardest part is to get started, right? Like you don't know how to start. So if you can remember these first few steps, then the rest is like very self-explanatory. You don't need to think. I mean, you have to think also lah, but you just have to work towards this thing. So you have to memorize this, right? So remember the first few step is how to do the first few step. You tengok sini, jadikan dia satu unknown. It can be any unknown, you decide. And then hilangkan log, and then start working towards the log x or y base a, right? Oh, and by the way, for the multiplication law, when you derive the multiplication law, the method is also like that. The only thing different is instead of you take x or y, you take xy. Kalau dia multiplication itu xy. And then the rest is like also like lebih kurang sama one. It's just that dia jadi darab. And then when we will apply the law of indices for the time the multiplication punya, right? And you will get the same, right? Oh, and one more thing, for the power law and the changing base formula, they sometimes also will ask you to derive these two formulas, right? But I will not explain in this video, okay? But I just want to mention it to bring attention to you, to bring awareness to you, so that you know now. Oh, dia akan tanya juga yang dua ni, okay? But I will not explain in this video lah, But I pernah tengok this one come out in trial Ya, memang pernah tanya this one. They ask you to derive also, okay? So yeah, make sure you make sure you know it also lah, okay? Okay, let's do B. Hence, find the values of b if this one minus this one equals to 3. So this one you can apply the division law, because you have log minus log, and both the log have same base b, right? So when you have separate log minus, you can combine, become single log, divide. So it'll be 64 divide 216, and then the answer for this whole thing is 3. So how to get the b answer? Okay, when you have log something base something equals to something, you can get rid of the log, right? So when you see this pattern, log something base something equals something, just Yeah, just do the anti-lock. Anti-lock means like you can make the lock disappear. And the way to do that is you move the log base to the other side, and the log base becomes the number base, and then the tree becomes power. And then this is 64 over 216. You can press calculator and let your calculator do its job. Okay, 8 over 27. But this is not the answer, of course. I want to find B. So you can peanut the power tree becomes cube root like this, right? Okay, but I want to do it differently. I want to do it like this. So your right side is already power tree. You try to make this side also power tree. And what number power tree is 8 over 27? Okay, you figure out, I mean you think about atas dengan atas, bawah dengan bawah. You tengok atas, atas, bawah, bawah. So, atas punya number, what number power tree is 8? 2, right? 2 power tree is 8. And then bawah punya number, what number power tree is 27? 3. Okay? So and kenapa why I do like that? Why I change this to something power tree is because I know the other side also power tree. So when both sides have the same power, it means that the base also will be the same. So B equals to true. It means you can compare lah. That's why I make it the same power both sides. When both sides have same power, then automatic the base also will automatic be the same. So then you can compare it. Okay. So this is the answer. Okay, so that's it. Okay, let's do number 8. So 8A, diagram 2 shows a curve y equals gx. So this is the curve. Okay, no problem. Now it says what? Given the area of shaded part S and Z are 4 unit square, 12 unit square. So where is S? This one. So this one is 4 unit square, the area of shaded region. And then this one is 12 unit square, right? And then they say state the value of integrate 0 to b gx dx. So let's write down the soalan. Integrate 0 to b gx dx. Okay, first of all, you need to know where the 4 come from, where the 12 come from. The 4 and 12 is actually the area between the curve and the x-axis. It means these 4 actually come from integrate 0 to a, 0 to a, gx dx equals 4. That's what it means. Okay, when they say the area here is 4, what it means integrate from 0 to a, gx dx is 4. Why dx is because the you integrate towards x-axis. That is why. Okay, then what about the 12 here means? The 12 here means integrate. This one, the limit is a to b. So a to b, and it's also gx dx, but it's wrong. If you write like this, it's wrong. You have to put negative 12. Why? Is because this region, if you realize, okay, you integrate towards x-axis. And if you integrate towards x-axis, and if your region is below the x-axis, your answer will come out negative. Yeah, your answer will come out negative. That's why it looks like this, right? So now we have these two information, but they ask us to find integrate from 0 to b. Is this 0 to b? No, this is 0 to a. What about this? This is a to b. So no also, right? But if you realize integrate 0 to b is actually this one plus this one. Yeah, it's actually this one plus this one. Okay, so you learn it in properties of definite integral. Properties of definite integral. Okay, actually there's 5 properties. Okay, but I don't want to waste your time mention all of it lah. I've just mentioned the one that I will use now. So one of the properties says if I have why I suddenly write log? No, no, no. Tada log, tada log. It's like integrate if I give you, for example, AB or maybe CA lah, CA, and then here I write fx dx. So one of the property is like you can pecahkan jadi integrate C to B fx dx plus integrate C bawah. Okay, wait. Okay, this one is B, and then this one is A. Yeah, like this, fx dx. Okay, so what this property says? This property says, kalau you want to take two integration tambah together, and if the number atas bawah macam ni sama, you can potong. And after you potong, you left with C atas A bawah. You left like this, right? Yeah, so it becomes like this. And but you have to make sure the content inside here is the same lah. It has to be fx fx. Kalau satu fx satu gx tak boleh lah, tak boleh combine. Tak boleh potong. Okay, but this one boleh because everything inside is gx gx gx. So integrate b0 gx is actually what? It's actually this plus this. Yeah. So I'll write here integrate b a gx dx, which is this one. All right. Plus with what? Plus with integrate 0 to a gx dx. Because when you take the A potong already, you left with B, integrate B0 gx dx. Okay? That's why. But you don't potong. Because if you potong, it will get back here. Right? Don't do that. So you don't potong, because what you should do now is you have to sub separately. This one sub -12, and then this one sub 4. So the answer come out -8. It means that when you integrate from 0 to B, the answer will give you -8. Okay? But the total area is not -8. Because area tak ada negative mah. So the total area is what? It's not 8. It's not 8. The total area will be 4 plus 12, which is 16. Yeah. Because it means if I want to find the area of shaded region from here to here, if I want to find it by using integration, I have to integrate separately. And then for this region, I have to put modulus. If I want to find area. Okay. But if you are just trying to find the integration value, then you have to integrate separately also. But you don't have to do the modulus lah. You don't have to do the modulus. That's why the negative is still there. Okay. Okay, I hope you understand. It's just that when you do area, because area tak ada negative, right? That's why when you do area, you cannot have negative. But when you're doing integration value, you can get negative answer sometimes, right? That's why when you find area, you will put the modulus at the for the answer. Okay. Okay, I hope you understand now. Okay, let's do B. Okay, this says given the gradient function of curve is 3x squared minus 8x plus 3. Gradient function is GF. Uh, Sometimes they will say gradient curve, but it's the same meaning. Gradient function it means dy dx. Okay, so kena tahu So kalau saya cakap gradient function means dy dx equals to 3x squared minus 8x plus 3. Okay, that's what it means by gradient function. Okay, find the equation of curve which passes through point 1, 3. So find equation of curve means find y. Okay, so y macam mana nak jadikan dy dx? You have to differentiate. And then dy dx, how to jadi balik y? You have to integrate. So they give us the dy dx, ask us to find equation. Means saya kena differentiate or integrate? Integrate lah, sebab dia bagi ini mah, saya mau tukar balik y. So I have to integrate. So what you do is you integrate 3x squared minus 8x plus 3 dx. But the way I always explain is, I always explain to my student, just anggap ini d sebagai differentiate, and then you pindah sana. When you pindah sana, dia jadi integrate lah. And then this dx duduk bawah, when you pindah sini, dia duduk atas. So this one and this one same. Okay. And also when you pindah, then this one can cut already lah. Potong already. So tinggal y saja lah. Faham kan? Okay. But in exam, you don't cut. In exam, you don't go and potong this. This one is just, I just explain to you like that only to make you understand. But you don't cut. Okay, sekarang kita boleh integrate. But you have to be careful because this is not definite integral. Ini dia bukan kameran tentu tau. Dia kameran tak tentu. Kameran tak tentu. In English, indefinite integral because there's no numbers here. And if there's no numbers here, you have to write plus c at the back later. So y equals to big bracket. When you integrate power plus 1, so 3x power 3 over the new power 3 minus power plus 1 and then divide new power. So 8x power 1 plus 1, 2 divide with the new power 2 plus integrate 3 is just 3x. When you integrate number, just letak x saja. And then don't forget to write plus c because dia kameran tak tentu. Dia tak ada number sini means you kena tulis plus c. Okay, now you can simplify this. You get x power 3 minus 4x square plus 3x plus c. Tapi don't stop here because we are trying to find equation. Equation dia mesti y in terms of x sahaja. Mana ada equation like ada c macam tu kan. So you have to find the c value lah basically. And how you do that is you sub x and y inside. Okay, yeah. Kalau nak cari c, you kena sub apa? You kena ada x and y. And this x and y you have to sub with a point yang ada passes through. So dia kata passes through point 1, 3. Sub that one. So it becomes what? 1 is the x, 3 is the y. So it becomes 3 equals x power 3 minus 4x square plus 3x plus c. And for the x, you just letak 1, 1, 1. Okay, 3 equals 1 power 3 is 1, 1 minus 4 negative 3 plus 3, 0 equals c. Okay, so that means, wait, did I do it correctly? 1 power 3, 1. This one is 1 minus 4 negative. Yeah, correct. This one is plus. Plus. So the c is equals to 3. Therefore, the answer, final answer is, I will just rewrite this whole thing. Y equals to x power 3 minus 4x squared plus 3x plus 3. So this is the answer. So they want to find equation of curve, right? Yeah, this is the equation of curve. And what happens if you do dy dx? What happens if you differentiate? You will get back this. Believe me, you can try yourself. If you differentiate this, mesti you dapat balik one. Okay, so that's how you know you do it correctly. Okay, so I think sudah siap. Wait, let me check. Negative. 8x. Yeah, correct. You get back. Okay, let's continue. Oh yo, what is this? Okay, number 9. So we have a very complicated diagram here. Okay, tak apa, kita baca dulu. Diagram 3 shows the design of the logo of a company. So this is a logo. And then what it says down here, the logo consists of three congruent. Hey, what is congruent? Congruent means sama size, sama bentuk. Same size, same shape. It means they are exactly the same same measurements lah. They have the same measurements. The logo consists of three congruent arcs FCBD, DACE, and EBAF, which are drawn inside the triangle PQR. Okay, I think I have to check now. Otherwise, later, because later they will give us more information. So if I don't even understand this, then later it will be very difficult for me to label like the information. So let me use a highlighter to highlight what they mentioned here. FCBD. Where is that? FCBD. So I think it's talking about this line right here. Okay, and then let's use another color for DACE. Where is that? Okay, maybe not so thick. Maybe like this. Okay, DACE is like this, right? Uh, wait, wait. Okay, okay, this is good. So yeah, let's do it one more time. Okay, okay. So FCBD is here. Like that. And then blue color, and then DACE. Okay, like that. Okay, and then let's use another color, green color. Green color is this one, EBAF. EBAF. Okay. Okay, so now what it says? It says that these three are congruent arcs. FCBD congruent. So same size, same shape lah. So they have the same measurements. Okay, and then they say which are drawn inside the triangle PQR. Okay, okay. So now I understand already. The arc of ABC FCBD center at A, and then DACE center at B, EBAF center at C respectively. Each arc has a radius of 5 cm. So it means the center is at ABC. So let's find out where's the center. So okay, center ABC. Where's A? Oh, this one is A. So this A is the center for siapa? For FCBD, the red color one. So this A is the center for the red color arc. It means if I tarik satu line like this, that would be the radius, right? So if I tarik a line like this will be the radius, which is 5. Dia cakap, right? Each arc radius 5. And this arc also 5. And what happens if I tarik to D here? It's like 5 also lah. Because this is also radius mah. And this one also 5. And if you realize this is actually a semicircle, right? Yeah, it's actually a semicircle. But we shouldn't assume it's semicircle first. Okay, let's label for the other the other center B. Okay, let's go and find center B. B is this one, right? Wait, is it? Oh my god, I can't see it. Yeah. This one is B. Yeah, this is B. Okay, so B is a center for DACE punya arc. DACE is the blue color arc. So this is the blue color arc punya center. So if I tarik here, this will be 5 also lah. And this will be 5 also. And then if I tarik here, it's 5 also. Okay, sudah tarik. And then this one is 5 also. Right? Okay, then what about the last one? Center C is the arc for EBAF. Center C, where is center C? This one is C, right? So this is the center for the green color arc. So the radius is 5. So if you tarik to any of the point at the side here, must be 5. Here also 5, here also 5, here also 5. Okay. Okay. After labeling this, I realized that these are all equilateral triangle. What is equilateral triangle? It means this triangle, all three sides is like tiga side sama panjang. Okay. And if all three sides sama panjang, what would be the angle here? It would be 60, right? It will be 60 degree. Because in a triangle, the total angle inside will be 180, and you can divide by 3 because they all have the same they have the same side all three sides same length means all three angles also same. So 60 60 60 lah, right? And also I realize if here is 60 and this is also another equilibrium. This is also 60, right? This is also 60. It means that this is really a semicircle because 60 times 3 is 180, right? Okay, but now let's see what the question want. So they say use pi 3.142. A wants to find perimeter of shaded region. So it means they want to find the shaded region punya perimeter. Okay, so I will do my A here. Okay, how to find perimeter of shaded region? We have to plus this line, this line, this line, this line, this line, this line. Okay, because perimeter means you only tambah the outside lines, right? But they only one for shaded region. So we have how many lines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think all these lines is arc. Yeah, is arc. Okay, but mm, okay, let's see. So let's try to find the arc for. Okay, what is this point? C, right? Yeah, C. So let's find the arc for CE. So I just write arc CE. Okay, means I try to find this arc here. So the formula we can use is S equals R theta lah, because that's the formula to find length of arc. Okay. Okay, so to find this arc, we need the radius and the angle. The radius, okay, you can see that this is the arc we have to look for. Yeah, this one, right? 5 cm, 5 cm, and the arc here. And we need this angle and the radius. So the radius I already know is 5. The radius is 5. So the radius is 5 times with the angle, but the angle here is 60, right? So, but it has to be in radian. So I have to times with 3.142 divide 180. Okay, if you press this, you will get 1.047. Okay, so now I will put it inside here, and now you can times, and then you get the length of arc. So 5 times 1.04. I think I use the answer button more accurate. So let me press again. 60.3.12 divided 180. Answer times 5. Okay, now I write in 4 significant figure. 5.23666, 5.237. But I will not stop here, because this is only the arc of EC. Now I have to times 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So to get the perimeter of shaded, you just take 5.237 times 6. And if you use the answer button, it will be more accurate. So I use the answer button, I get 31.42. Okay. So this is the answer. Hey, let me explain why times 6, because some of you maybe not understand. So I will explain a bit. The reason why you times 6 is because okay, try to find arc CF. Try to find arc CF. How you find it? So arc CF is the red color arc. The red color arc between center is A. And do you realize when you find this arc also, you also find what? S equals R theta. The R also 5. The theta also 60. Isn't it the same? 5 times, yeah, it's the same. And try to find the arc FA. The center is at C, right? You see the radius also 5, the angle here also 60. So it's the same also. And if you do for this, same also, same also, same also. So siapa ada masa nak buat semua tu? Just times 6 lah. Right? Okay, we don't have time to do, because you know you end up the same also. You end up getting 5.237, 5.237, 5.237. So why not you just take 5.237 times 6 straight away? Okay, so that's the answer. Okay, let's do B. B, what they want? Let's scroll down. Area of shaded region. Okay, no problem. So area of shaded region means the luas kawasan lorek sini lah. Okay, how can I find the area of shaded region? Can I find the area of whole triangle first? Can I do that? Cannot, because I don't have the panjang from here to here, right? Okay, and also how can I minus this weird shape, right? So let's give up doing it like that. Let's not do like that, because I don't think you can do it like that. So if we cannot take something minus something, why not we try something plus something? Something plus something. So what we can do? Okay, I think I see it now. Okay, can I find area of sector, guys? Or maybe area of semicircle, right? Let's say I use the red color line. Like for example, I find this area. It means I find the area of this semicircle, and then plus with the area of segment, and then plus with area of segment. Oh, but we have a problem, right? Like how do we find this weird shape, right? And this is not even a triangle tile, because you already cover like you already cover part of the triangle already. So I think I cannot do it like that also. Yeah, I cannot find area of semicircle. So I have to give up this method and think of another way to do it. So what other ways I can do it? Okay, I see it already. Yeah, I see it already. So the method I will use here is find the area of these 4 triangles. After I find the area of these 4 triangles, I will plus with segment. 1 segment, 2 segment, 3 segment, 4, 5, 6 segment. Okay. Okay, for the area of triangle, it's very easy to find, because this big triangle, you already have the length. So from here to here is 5 plus 5, which is 10 cm. Here also 5, 5, 10. Okay, and then here is 60, right? So you can use the formula 1 over 2 AB sine C to find the area of this triangle. Okay, yeah, to find the area of this triangle. Okay, or maybe some student they want to find the small triangle first. 1 over 2 times 5 times 10 times sine 60 and then times 4 because got 4 of this. Okay, can also lah. But I will do it fast. I will straight away find the big triangle. Okay, so the big triangle memang boleh dapat easy ya. But you still have to plus with this, 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 and this, and this. And let me tell you, all this shape, we call it segment. Dalam bahasa Melayu, tembereng. And how to find the luas tembereng, you have to use the formula 1 over 2 r square theta minus sine theta. Yeah, that's the formula for area of segment. Segment. But actually, all these 6 segments have the same size. Yeah, they have the same area. So you don't have to do, you just do 1 and then times 6. You just find one area and then time, because there's 6 of this, right? So let's write down the area of segment formula first. So area of segment, and let's even call it like the CE, area of segment CE. Okay. Okay, what's the area of segment formula? 1 over 2 r square bracket theta minus sine theta. Yeah, this is the formula. Okay. Or maybe I know some student they will do this r square theta minus 1 over 2 r square. Yeah, it's the same lah, guys. It's the same lah. Okay. Yeah lah, because you take area of sector minus area of triangle ma. And since two of the triangle they have 5, so can also lah. Okay. Actually it's the same one. But I lebih suka guna yang ini. Yeah, because the formula is more simple, right? So 1 over 2 r square, so the r is 5, so 5 square. Theta minus sine theta, okay. For this segment, you can see that the angle is 60, right? But for this theta, you have to put in radian first. So it has to be the 1.047 lah. And then baru minus, okay, the sine theta, now the theta put in degree is 60 like this. And if you press all this, you will get the area for one segment like this, okay? Okay, so let me press 0.5 times 25 bracket 1.047 minus sine 60. Okay, my calculator give me 2.262. 2.262. Okay, I don't know correct or not, but it's okay. I will write down first 2.262 cm square lah, because it's area, right? But they want area of shaded region, so I'll write okay, I'll write down here area of shaded region. Okay, you have to take 6 times with this, right? 6 times with 2.262. Yeah, because there's 6 of this segment. And don't forget to plus with the middle triangle here, right? And this middle triangle, I already said you use the 1 over 2 AB sine C formula. Because you already have 2 sides and 1 included angle. So 1 over 2 times 10 times 10 AB sine C sine 60. Okay, this is the answer. Okay, 6 times 2, I use the answer button, times 6. Okay, I get 13.57. Okay, this one is if you write in 4 same figure lah. This one. Okay, this one 2 and 10 can cut 5 and then 50. 50 times sine 60. Okay, tekan 50 times sine 60. 43.30. So now just answer plus 13.57. Okay, I get it already. 56.87. So don't forget to write cm square, and that is your area of shaded region. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, let's do number 10. Number 10 says, in a shooting game in an amusement park, the probability of winning is 12.5%. Okay, if they give you percentage, you can convert to probability. So how you do that? 12.5 divide 100, 0.125. And this is probability of win. And if you have probability of win, can you find probability of lose? Yes. So remember, when you're doing probability question, if they give you one probability, always find the other probability. Just take 1 minus, okay? So the probability of the other probability would be 1 minus 0.125, and you can press this, you'll get 0.875, okay? And of course, this is the probability for the opposite. So win opposite there, lose. So the probability of lose is this, right? Subra bought tickets to play N games. The probability for Subra to win once is 15 times the probability of losing all games. Soalan A, find the value of N. Okay, this one confirm is under Form 5 chapter. I think it's chapter 5. It's called probability distribution. Dalam bahasa Melayu, taburan kebarangkalian. So you have to know that this is a binomial distribution question. Because under this chapter, you have binomial distribution, you have normal distribution. Kalau normal distribution, you kena guna Z value table tau. But this one don't use that value table because you never see the word normal in the question. It means this is not a normal distribution. Kalau normal distribution soalan you nampak perkataan normal dekat soalan tu. Tapi ini tak ada kan. So this is binomial. So for binomial you will use the four formulas you learn in binomial distribution. The first formula is the probability formula, right? Yeah, this is the formula NCX, P power X, Q power N minus X, right? Okay, there's three more formulas you learn, which is the mean, and then the variance, the standard deviation, which is the NP. Mean is NP, variance NPQ, standard deviation square root NPQ, right? But we will not be using that. B, yeah. Okay, I just saw B now. So B later you will use the variance formula, but for A no. For A you will use the probability formula. Okay, so let's read again. Probability for Supra to win once is 15 times the probability of losing all games. Okay, before you use the formula, you have to determine your NPQ first. Kalau you tak tahu NPQ, how you supposed to use the formula, right? Because all this formula you need to know the NPQ, right? So let's try to find out our NPQ. N stands for the number lah, the number of games, right? So you can see that the N actually don't have. They want to find the value of N. So the N is like a question mark. You don't have. You try to find. And then P is the probability of success. Q is the probability of failure, right? So you have two probability here, but which one is the P? Which one is the Q? Okay, because they say here probability of Subra to win once is 15 times the probability of losing all games. So what I will do is I will assume that winning is probability of success. It means I can make the P 0.125 and then Q is 0.875. Okay, and if I write like this, then later the probability for Subra to win once, it will be Px equals 1. Because I make winning success, right? It means kalau you menang satu game, kalau you menang, then success. Okay. Tapi kalau you nak jadikan kalah success boleh juga tau. If you want to make the lose success can also. Okay. Okay, but I don't think it's a good idea to do that for this question. Because imagine if you make lose the success, then how then you cannot write this already. Probability win once. Because you don't know how many game he play. Okay. If he plays 6 game, contoh lah, if he plays 6 game, then if he win 1 game means he lose 5 game, right? Lose 5 game. So if you jadikan lose the success, then you can write Px equals 5 here lah. Walaupun dia cakap win once, but you write 5 because 6 minus 1. But the problem here is I don't know how many game he play. So that's why I think the only way to do this question is to make winning the P. That's the only way. So the probability of Subra win once is Px equals 1 equals 15 times the probability of losing all game. Okay, this one you don't go and put Px equals 0. A lot of students, they confuse this. They will put Px equals 0 because they thought, oh sir, lose all ma. So lose all is Px equals 0 lah. But actually, it's correct lah. Wait, what am I talking about? So, okay, saya sendiri pun confused. Wait, lose all, right? Lose all means win 0 lah. So, Px equals 0. Okay? Okay, my point is, you don't confuse the win-lose punya benda lah. Because sometimes students, when they see lose all, maybe they thought like, okay, because this one is, you jadikan win success. It means if you win, then kita kira you success lah. Right? So if you lose all, it means you win how many? If you lose all, it means you win 0 lah. That's why Px equals 0. Because sometimes student they will ask me like, hey sir, sini dia kata lose all. Kenapa you letak kosong? Dia kata lose all mah. Okay, ya lah, lose all means win kosong lah. Because you jadikan win success. Okay. Okay, so macam ni. Okay, so now we will use this formula. Yeah, just apply this formula and then we will get the n answer later. So NCX, the x is 1. Probability of success 0.125. The power here will be the same with number down here. So power 1, 0.875. The power here will be the here minus here. So n minus 1 equals to 15 times. Px equals 0. So NC0 bracket. P probability of success 125. The power here will be the same with number down here. So 0. And then this will be the Q 0.875 and then n minus 0 I get n. So yeah, this is how it looks like. Okay, I'm trying to find n. So how to do that? Okay, NC1 is n. Okay, yeah, if you press calculator, 6C1, 6, 7C1, 7, 8C1, 8. Any number C1, it will get back itself. So it's n. 0.125 power 1 is 0.125. Okay, this one cannot do this one. Yeah, you cannot press calculator because you don't have your n. So ini tak boleh buat. Equals 15 times, okay, NC0 is 1. So 1 tak payah tulis lah. Okay, you can try with your calculator. You tekan any number power C0, you get 1. Same with the 0.125 power 0, this is also 1. Anything power 0 is 1. So you just left with 0.875 power n here. Because these two cut already, jadi 1 already. Okay, sekarang how to find n? I can see that this and this, they have the same base. They have the same base. So maybe let's try to put them on the same side and try to combine them into one single base. So let's pindah this one to pergi sana lah. So jadi 0.875 power n divide 0.875 power n minus 1, right? And then on the other side, it will be n 0.125 divide. Okay, the 15 go there lah. But when the 15 go there, it becomes divide like this, right? Okay, now let's try to solve this side. So we have two numbers that are same base. So when you divide, the power have to minus. So it becomes n minus 1. Tapi salah, kena letak bracket. We have to put bracket. Kalau tak ada bracket, salah deh. Because you thought minus 1. But sebenarnya it's plus 1. So 0.875 n minus n plus 1, which is 0.875 power 1. Because n minus n is 0. And on the other side is just n times, okay, this 0.125 divide 15 boleh buat mah. 0.125 bahagi 15. So I get 1 over 120. So now how to find n? Pindah this whole thing to the other side. So you will press 0.875 divide answer. Okay, divide answer. Because times pindah jadi bahagi. So 105. Okay, sudah siap. So is this everything? Is that all? Okay, no. Actually, there's question B, right? Okay, question B very easy lah. They want to state variance, right? Okay, under binomial, you also learn about the mean formula is NP, and then variance is NPQ, and then standard deviation is square root NPQ. Okay, it means under binomial you learn about these four formula. Okay, so state the variance, variance is this one lah. So the symbol looks like this, and then n times 3 times q, the NPQ all you have already. N is 105, right? So 105 times p 0.125 times 0.875. So you press this, you get your answer already. Okay, no square root this one tak ada square root. Variance tak ada square root one. Okay, kalau standard deviation baru kena square root. Okay, tekan ini semua dapat berapa? 105 times 0.125 times 0.875. Okay, my calculator give me 735 over 64. If you change to decimal, dia bagi macam banyak decimal, right? Dia bagi banyak-banyak apa decimal place. So I think I'll just write in fraction lah. Okay, yeah, because kalau dia bagi banyak-banyak decimal places, in that case I usually prefer write in fraction. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, let's do number 11. So 11A, diagram 4 shows 4 letter cards. So NASI, nasi, 4 cards. Number 1, find the number of different or ways to arrange all the cards in a row. So soalan A1, they want you to arrange all these cards in a row. So we have 4 letters, right? And they are all different letters, and you want to arrange in a row. So 4 letters arrange into 4 empty spot, it will be 4 factorial, 4p4 or 4 factorial. And the answer is 24, right? And there is no identical object here. So yeah, that's the answer. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, let's do question 2. Hence the letters. Okay, I think the English one is a bit like cacat already, right? So let's just read the Malay one lah. Seterusnya, kad-kad huruf berlabel IFL ditambah masuk bagi membentuk perkataan inflasi. So NASI. So you tambah 3 kad dalam lah IFL. Yes. Cari bilangan cara berlainan untuk menyusun semua kad dalam satu baris jika huruf konsonan sentiasa bersama. Okay, let's read in English also to make sure I really understand the question. Find number of different ways to arrange all the cards in a row if the consonants are always together. So this is very important. That's the condition, right? Consonant are always together. So inflasi. So there is INFL and then ASI. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters. So you want to arrange all, right? Yeah, arrange all. So there should be 7 slot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the condition is the consonant are always together. So let's underline the consonant. So consonant is all the alphabet that is not A, E, I, O, U. Okay, because A, E, I, O, U, we call that vowel, right? So we have I is vowel, all right? N is consonant, so this is consonant. F is consonant, L is consonant, A vowel, S is consonant, I is vowel. Yeah. So it means only N, F, L, S is consonant. The remaining is vowel, right? So they want the consonant to be together, right? To be together. So what we should do now is we will place the consonant together. N, F, L, S must be together like this, right? And we have to group them up, right? Because they have to be together. So we group this as one, right? And then the remaining IAI, it will just arrange in this tree lah, the bubble, right? But when you calculate the number of ways to arrange this, you have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 factorial. Because it's like this, you count it as like one things, right? So you have to know the NFLS tak semestinya kena duduk depan, dia boleh duduk macam ni pun boleh mah, right? Or maybe duduk macam ni pun boleh, like this also together, right? You know, at this position also together, right? That is why you have to arrange this four things lah, okay? Because this is group as one already, they have to be together. That's why you have to count it as 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you will times with 4 factorial. And the reason is because the NFLS, they can arrange among themselves also. It doesn't have to be NFLS, it can be SFLN or FNLS, right? Right? And one more thing to take note here, there's identical letters. Do you remember just now the I and I? Okay, yeah, there's two identical object. So when there's two identical object, you have to divide 2 factorial. Okay, so when you arrange the 4 factorial, first you have to divide 2 factorial because there is two identical letter. Okay, and then this 4 factorial is because we can arrange the consonant among itself. Yeah. Okay, so this is the answer. And if you press this, you will get 288, and that is how you do it. Okay. Okay, hope you understand lah. Okay, let's do B now. Okay, B question 1. There are 10 boys and 15 girls in the class. So we have 10 boys and we have girls 15. So 15 girls. So total got 25. Yeah, total got 25. So number 1, find the number of different ways if the teacher wants to select. So the keyword here is select. So select means you will use combination C. Okay, you will use gabungan C. Okay, because select means the order is not important. Okay, kita tak susun, tak ada arrange. So tak arrange means you use C lah. Kalau ada arrange baru guna P. So find the number of different ways if a teacher wants to select 8 pupils from the class to participate in the competition such that the number of boys and girls is equal. So you want to select 8. But your total have 25. So if no condition, it will be 25 C8. If no condition. No condition meaning all boy pun boleh, all girl pun boleh, campur pun boleh, apa pun boleh. Itu maksud no condition. But there is a condition. They said boy and girl must be equal. So we have to make sure boy and girl must be same number lah. So the number of people is 8 mah. So if you want the boy and girl equal means it has to be 4 boy, 4 girl lah. It must be like that. 4 boy, 4 girl. Okay, dia tak boleh 5 boy. If 5 boy, then it will be 3 girl already. Then tak cukup. Then it's not equal already. So it has to be 4 boy, 4 girl. So from 10 boy, you have to choose 4 boy. 10 boy choose 4 boy. And then from 15 girl, you choose 4 girl. And then times them together, and then you get answer. Right? Okay, you can press this in your calculator. Let me press. Okay, my calculator give me 286650. Okay, so that's the answer. Okay, let's do question 2. Okay, question 2 says all of the selected pupils will undergo a photo session. So they want to take photo. Find number of different ways such that the boys cannot be next to each other. Okay, this one use C or P? Actually, this one have to use P because if you are sitting to take photo, the arrangement will be important. Because usually when you take photo, you will sit in a row, right? And who sit at the side, who sit at the middle, who sit at the hujung, they all like the arrangement, it matters, right? The arrangement matters. Because if I change the position of 2%, it will affect the outcome of the photo, right? So yeah, the arrangement is important here, the order important. So I have to use permutation. But let's draw 8 spot first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why 8 is because only the selected pupils will undergo the photo session, and the selected is 8 lah, right? So we have 8 pupils, and it consists of 4 boy, 4 girl. Yeah, 4 boy, 4 girl. That's why total 8 lah, right? So if no condition means what? If no condition, it will be 8 P8 lah. If no condition, yeah, because 8 total got 8 pupils, and you want to arrange 8 in a row, then it's 8 P8. Okay, if no condition. But there is a condition. They said number of different ways that the boys cannot be next each other, right? So boys tak boleh together. But when they say boys cannot together, dia punya maksud bukan 4 boys cannot together tau. 3 boys pun tak boleh together, 2 boys pun tak boleh together. It means langsung tak boleh ada boys side by side. Langsung tak boleh ada boys side by side. I repeat one more time. Boys cannot next to each other means 4 boy tak boleh together. Three boy also cannot together. 2 boy also cannot 2 boy together also. That's what it means, right? So it means the boy and boy cannot be side by side. That's what it means, right? That's what it means. Okay, so let me tell you how I will do this question. For this type of question, I would I would prefer to ignore the how many slot first. We don't look at got how many slot first. We try to fix the position of boys first. Fix the position of girls first. Yeah, fix the position of girls first. You know why? Because the boys cannot next to each other ma. So you try to fix the position for girls, and then later you count got how many gaps between the girl. You count got how many gaps between the girl, and then try to find the number of ways to arrange the boys inside the gap between the girls. Let me show you what I mean by that. We have four girls, right? So girl number one, girl number two. But when you write the girl number two, make sure you leave a gap in between them. And then girl number three, same thing, leave some gap here. And then girl number four, leave some gap here like this, right? So let's count how many gaps in between the girl. One, two, three. But don't forget, the boy can also be here and here. All right. But you can only fit four. In total, there's only eight how to say, eight empty slot. So four girls is already sit here already. So the number of ways for the girl to put sit inside, it will be 4 factorial or 4p4, right? Yeah, because four girl you want to arrange into four position, so it's like 4p4, right? But the remaining five gaps can only fill with four boys. Yeah, because there's only remaining four but there's five gaps here, right? And the four boys it can fill in mana-mana sini lah. You understand, right? So out of these five empty slot, I can only choose another four to fill in the gap. And the boy can only sit in the gap. Okay? Because they want the boy not next to each other, ma. Right? Yeah, because if you don't put it in the gap, then the boy will be sitting together already. So that's why it will be 4 factorial times 5 factorial, and this is the method, right? And if you press this, you will get 2880, right? And that's the answer. Okay? Okay, sudah siap. Okay, let's continue. This is number 12. Okay, this looks like a indices third logarithm punya soalan. Because soalan A, I see got power like this, right? So this is definitely a indices question. Okay, first of all, we need to know number hanya boleh buat dengan nombor, X hanya boleh buat dengan X, Y hanya boleh buat dengan X, right? So number can only buat dengan number. So 8.1 divide 0.9, you can use calculator and you will get 9. Right? And then what about X dengan X? Boleh buat juga, tapi X power 3 bahagi X power 8. Okay, if you have two terms that are same base and you try to divide them, and if they are same base, you can take the power minus. So X power 3 divide X power 8 is just X power 3 minus 8, right? And if you want to do fast, you can straight away put negative 5, right? So just put negative 5. 3 minus 8, negative 5. And then for the y power 4 divide y power negative 3, you use the same law, same property. 4 minus negative 3 is 4 plus 3, 7 like this, right? But our answer don't look nice if it doesn't look nice when your power is negative. So how can you make it positive? You just letak bawah. So it becomes 9y power 7. And when you letak bawah, the base is still same. It's just that power have to tukar tanda, have to change sign. So this is your final answer. All right. So I'll just do it like this. Okay, done already. So that's it. Okay, let's do B. Diagram 5 shows a cubot with a volume of 30 plus 2 square root 3. And we all know volume of cubot is length times width times height, right? So they already give us the volume here. Given the height of cubot is 27 minus 13 square root 3 cm. Okay, they already labeled for me. This is the height. Okay. Find the area of cuboid base, which is this lah. I'm assuming, yeah. They want to find area of this base in the form of a plus b square root c, where a, b, and c are integer. So they want the answer to look like this, right? So later, high chance you have to rationalize. Yeah, high chance you have to rationalize. Because if you want your answer to look like this, it means you don't want to have any square root at the denominator. So you have to rationalize the denominator later. Okay, what you have to do now is, first of all, let's talk about volume. Volume, the formula is what? Length times width times height, right? And do you realize length times width is actually the base area? It means the volume, you can find it by taking the base area times height. Okay, so let me write it for you. Volume formula is the base area, okay, luas tapak times with the height, the tinggi like this, right? And the volume actually is given already, 30 plus 2 square root 3. And then the base area is what they want you to find, right? And they've used A to represent. So let's use A to represent also, times with height, and the height is given 27 minus 13 square root 3. So now what you want to find out, your job is to find A, but the answer will be in this form, right? So now we just have to find A and make sure our answer is in this form. Then sudah siap. Okay, first of all, this whole thing can pindah sana jadi bahagi, right? So it'll be 30 plus 2 square root 3 over 27 minus 13 square root 3, right? So how do we rationalize this? Yeah, we have to rationalize now, right? Because they want the answer to be in this form, a plus b square root c, and you can see your answer is not even close to this form. So I have to rationalize the denominator. Okay, the way to rationalize is you have to multiply with the conjugate cert. What is the conjugate cert? It will be 27 plus 13 square root 3. Okay, when your denominator have plus minus sign like this, then the conjugate cert will be the opposite. Okay, just salin the same thing, but change the sign. If kalau minus, then the conjugate will be plus. If plus, then the conjugate will be minus, like this, right? And then, of course, atas have to darab the same thing also, right? Okay, so now you end up with, okay, when you buat atas darab atas, this one you have to be careful. This one is actually got bracket also like this, right? I put the bracket lah because I takut nanti you thought only this one have to darab. Okay, actually it's the whole thing. Okay, so the correct way to multiply this is depan darab depan, depan darab belakang, belakang darab depan, belakang darab belakang. So 30 times 27, you can use your calculator, you will get 810. Next is 30 times 13 square root 3. Okay, number can only times with number, square root can only times with square root. So if 30, it can only times with 13. So 30 times with 13 is 390. And then nothing will happen to the square root 3. You just write beside like this. Next one is 2 square root 3 times 27. But number can only times with number. So 2 and 27 times you get 54. But nothing happens to the square root 3. So just write beside like this. Right? And the last one is 2 square root 3 times 13 square root 3. Same concept. Number hanya boleh darab dengan number. Square root hanya boleh darab dengan square root. So 2 darab 13 is 26. Square root 3 times square root 3 is 3. Okay, some of you might say square root 3 times square root is square root 9. Betul also lah. But square root 9 you get 3 also. Okay, so it's the same thing. And also I have to put bracket like this. If you don't put bracket later, it becomes 263, then wrong. Okay, what about the bawah darab bawah? Same concept, same thing lah. Depan darab depan, 27 times 27. If you press, you get 729, right? And then the next thing is 27 times 13 square root 3. But let me tell you, you don't have to do that. Because when you take 27 times 13 square root 3, whatever you get later, you will minus with itself. Because 27 times 13 square root 3 is 27 times 13 square root 3. But later you see the next one. You also take negative 13 square root 3 times 27. So what is 27 times 13 square root 3 minus 27 times 13 square root 3 is 0 lah. So that's why you can skip the middle part because you will end up how to say? They will end up becoming 0. You can cut it off. So you just left with the last part, which is negative 13 square root 3 times with 13 square root 3. So number times with number, square root times with square root. Negative 13 times 13 is negative 169. Square root 3 times square root 3, you get square root 9, which is 3 lah. And put bracket like this. And this whole thing is the A. Right? So now you can simplify this further. Okay, 810 plus 26 square root 3 can press in calculator, right? Okay, the middle two, that one we do later because that one have square root 3. So that one have to do separately. So I press 810 plus 26 times 3, I got 888. Okay, and then 390 square root 3 plus 54 square root 3, they can do together also. And how you do it is, you can see they both have square root 3. Right? So you can let this square root 3 becomes A. So it's like 390A plus 54A. Okay, but you can only do it like that when they both have the same same square root 3 lah. If one is square root 3, one is square root 5, then you cannot pass already because they are not like terms, right? So this one is like terms. Okay, they are like terms because they both have square root 3. So what you can do is you just jadikan dia A lah. So 390A plus 54A, you can press 390 plus 54, you will get 444A. But of course you don't put A lah, you put square root 3. Square root 3 is the A. Okay. Another way to explain this is like you factorize out the square root 3 lah. You keluarkan the square root 3 and then left with 390 plus 54 and you press this, you get 444 times square root 3. Can also lah, it's the same thing. Okay, let me erase this. Okay, the next part is the denominator yang bawah, 729 minus 169 times 3. Okay, this one no issue. You can just press the whole thing in your calculator. You will get 200, wait 222, yeah, 222. So this is 222 equals to A. Okay, I think I have to pecahkan this fraction because they want my answer to be A plus B squared C. You can see that the form here, no fraction one. So how to make sure this one have no fraction? You will separate the term like this. All right, yeah, you can pecahkan the fraction. Okay, because this is like one single fraction, but I want it to be like this. I want it to be separate. Okay, I want it to like apa pecahkan dia lah. So the way to pecahkan is like this. But you can only pecahkan when bawah ada satu term. Yeah, when the down number here got only one term, when the down number tak ada plus minus basically, then only you can, how to say, separate it like this. So when you separate, it becomes 888 over 222 plus with 444 square root 3 over 222. Like that. Okay, now you can simplify this further and you will get potong-potong, you will get 4. And then this one potong-potong, you get 2 square root 3 equals to A. Right? And then you can write it again, just write it back on at the right side can also. Okay, but this is surface area, so I should write cm square. Okay, cm or m? Okay, it's cm. Okay, and since it's an area, that's why I write bracket cm square. Okay, so yeah, that's all. Sudah siap. Okay, let's do bahagian B. So bahagian B says diagram 6 shows a triangle PQR with a position of P, x1, y1, Q, x2, y2, and R, x3, y3 arranged in order. Okay, before I continue, this is bahagian B, jawab 3 soalan. Mengandungi 3 soalan tapi jawab 2 soalan, right? So, in exam you will choose 2 soalan, right? But when we are doing revision, I recommend you do all 3 lah, because this is paper 1. So for paper 1, yeah, when we are doing revision, I always revise all the like all 3 questions with my students. So I will do all 3 in this video also. Okay, they already give us point P, point Q, point R, but they didn't give us the exact coordinate. They just write x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, right? Okay, so A says derive the formula for area of triangle. Okay, first of all, we need to know the area of triangle formula, right? So let's write down the area of triangle formula. Okay, I use this space right up here. So the area of triangle formula is actually, okay. Oh, by the way, this is which chapter? Area of formula pula. Area of triangle. Okay, which chapter is this? Coordinate geometry. Form 4 chapter, coordinate geometry, right? And you learn about coordinate in this chapter. And if they give you the coordinate of the vertices of the triangle, okay, kalau dia bagi bucu punya coordinate, bucu polygon, tak semestinya triangle, bucu, you can use this formula 1 over 2 modulus x1, y1. You will write the first vertex in this way, and then the next vertex, next bucu punya coordinate, you write like this, and then the next vertex punya coordinate macam ni, and then repeat the first one like this, right? And then you will just start to times them together like this. So you end up with x1, y2 plus with x2, y3 plus with x3, y1, right? And then repeat the same process like this, but this one have to minus. So minus y1, x2, which is x2, y1, same thing. Minus with y2 times x3, but I will write it x3, y2, same thing. Minus x1, y3 like this, all right? So this is the formula to find area of triangle in coordinate geometry, okay? Okay, I know some teachers, they teach different one. They will say like, they will write like this, x1, y2 plus x2, y3 plus x3, y1. And instead of writing minus, minus, minus like that, they will factorize out the minus like this. Okay, they will factorize out the minus like this, and then it becomes x2, y1 plus like this, x3, y2 plus x1, y3. Okay, but it's the same lah. This one and this one is the same thing. Because if you take the negative here and if you open the bracket, if you expand, then then it will become like this lah. It will become minus minus, right? Because this one, when you expand, when you have negative before and you expand, means here all have to change to minus minus minus. So it's the same thing. So don't worry about that. Okay. Okay. So are we trying to? So I will try to derive this formula now. Yeah, this one, this one. Okay. Yeah, this is the one I want to derive now. Okay. And we already have the diagram, right? Okay. Um let me do it up here lah. So okay, let me just tell you the step first, how to derive. Okay, so let me use a highlight and show you. Okay, use red color. Okay, if you want to derive the formula for to find the area of this triangle, the method is like this. You have to first, okay, did you see they draw some dotted line here? So actually this dotted line will help us. Yeah, this dotted line is useful one. Okay, so what you have to do is you look at this dotted line first. You find the area of this right angle triangle first, and you find it by using the formula 1 over 2 times base times height. Okay, and of course the base and height should be perpendicular to each other. So the base and height will be this line here and this line here. Okay, it must be these two lines. And then plus with the area of trapezium. Okay, plus with this trapezium right here. Okay, so area of triangle plus area of trapezium, and then minus with what? minus with this triangle. And when you do that, you will get the area of this triangle. Okay, and then if you do it correctly, you will end up deriving this formula later. Okay, if you do it correctly lah. Okay, so let's start by finding the area of blue color trapezium first. Okay, afterwards have to plus with triangle and then minus with this triangle. Okay, so I will do it slowly for you. Okay, let's find out the area of trapezium. Okay, trapezium. Okay, this trapezium, can I label it? If I can label it, I should label it. Okay, yeah, we can label it QRST. So let's write nicely. QRST. Okay, the formula for area of trapezium will be 1 over 2 times with the sum of parallel lines and then times with the distance between the parallel lines. So if you look at this, the sum of parallel lines will be the distance here and the distance here, right? So what will be the distance from here to here? Well, it will be the y coordinate of this point minus with the y coordinate of this point. So you get y1 minus y3. So remember, when you are trying to find the height or you are trying to find the vertical distance, you will always take y coordinate minus y coordinate. But if you're trying to find the horizontal distance, then you take x minus x. Okay. But now I'm trying to find the vertical distance. Okay. Saya tengah cari jarak yang straight vertical punya. Okay. Yang straight macam ni vertical. So it has to be y coordinate minus y coordinate but I will take y1 minus y3 because this is the y coordinate of this point. Right. The atas punya. Mestilah you ambil besar tolak kecil, right? So y1 minus y3. So this is the distance. And you also need another distance here from here to here, right? And this distance also, you will also take y coordinate minus y coordinate, but it will be y1, okay, y1 minus this y coordinate of this point because I want to kira sampai sini. So this will be y1 minus y2, okay? Yeah. And if you think logic, it has to be y1 minus y2. It cannot be y2 minus y1 because y1 is like dekat sini. Y2 dekat sini. No, bawah sikit. Sini. So mestilah you ambil besar tolak kecil. Right? To get, okay. Because when you take this value minus this value, you are finding the distance here lah. You tengah cari jarak dia lah. The distance. Okay, sekarang boleh masuk dalam formula. So it will be 1 over 2 times the sum of parallel sides. So y1 minus y3 plus y1 minus y2. y1 minus y3. Y3 plus with y1 minus y2. Okay. Y1 minus y2. Okay, let me double confirm. Yeah, correct. Okay, don't forget to times with the distance between the two parallel sides, which is the distance here. Okay, now you are finding horizontal distance. So you should take x minus x or y minus y. Mestilah x minus x. But this time you take siapa punya x coordinate. It will be this point T. So point T, dia punya x coordinate will be x2. Can you see it? X2, that's the distance. So x2 minus x3. That's the distance here. X2 minus x3. Correct? Let me check. Yeah, correct, right? This whole line is x2. Okay, so x2 minus x3. So that is the value I put here lah. X2 minus x3. Okay, done already. Now we can just like simplify this whole thing and then we will get the area of trapezium. So y1 plus y1 is 2y1. And then minus y2, okay. And then minus y3, okay, done. And then this one is x2 minus x3, okay, just write it. Okay, now what do we have to do now? We have to expand. So it becomes 1 over 2. Okay, how to expand this? This one have 3 terms, this one have 2 terms. So the way to expand this is, okay, if we have 2 terms and we have 2 terms like this, how you expand? This one times this one, this one times this one like this, right? But what if one day you have 3 terms, 2 terms? Can also, you will also multiply, but you multiply like this. This one times this one times this one, and then this one times this one times this one. And then the third one, this one times this one, like this. Okay. Yeah. So let me just show you lah. Okay. So first it will be 2y1 times x2. So it will be 2x2y1. Okay. Agree. Next one is 2y1 times x3. So it will be 2x3y1. Okay. Oh, this one is minus. Okay. Let me write nicely. Okay. Do I read it correctly? 2x2y1. Correct. Minus 2x3y1. Okay. Betul. Next one is negative y2 times x2. So it's negative x2 y2. And then next one is negative y2 times negative x3. So it becomes positive already. Negative, negative, positive. And then y2 times x3 is x3 y2 like this. Okay, next one is negative y3 times x2. So you get negative x2 y3 like this. And then the last one is negative y3 times negative. Okay, negative, negative is positive. And then x3 times y3 is just x3 y3. Okay, now done already. We just have to. Okay, can we simplify this further? X2 y1. Okay, I don't think you can do. Yeah, I think you cannot do anything already. Yeah, yeah, there's nothing you can do here because these are all, they are all not the same thing, right? This one is x3 y3, and yeah, they are all not the same. So I think that's all. So this is the area of trapezium. Now it's time to find the area of right angle triangle. Okay, wait for me. Let me make some space. Okay, so I will do the next part here. Area of triangle. But which triangle? Okay, I will find the red color triangle now. Okay, so that we can plus them together later. Okay, but after we plus, we still have to minus another right angle, right? Okay, but that one later. Let's find the area of triangle. Okay, let's label it PTQ, right? Or PQT. So area of triangle PQT. Okay, to find the area of triangle is just 1 over 2 times base times height. So what is the base of this triangle and the height of the triangle? It has to be you have to look at the 90-degree lah. This will be the base, this will be the height, right? So tell me what is the base distance from here to here. Okay, the distance here to here, you will have to take x coordinate minus x coordinate because this is the horizontal distance. So x coordinate will be x1 here, right? This is x1 minus with x2. And when you minus like that, you will get the distance from P to T, right? So that is the value I write here, x1 minus x2. But you have to times with the triangle height. Okay, so what is the triangle height? It will be from point T to point Q, this height, right? So when you are finding vertical distance, you have to take y coordinate minus y coordinate, but you already do it just now, y1 minus y2. So you can just tiru and just write it y1 minus y2. Okay, now expand 1 over 2 bracket. Okay, x1 times y1, x1 y1, x1 times negative y2, negative x1 y2, negative x2 times y1, negative x2 y1, negative times negative is positive x2 y2. Okay, I think that's all. Done already. So this one cannot do already. You don't tell me something like, oh, sir, this one dengan this one can do. Tak boleh lah, tak sama. Ini x1, y2, ini x2, y1, so not the same. So nothing you can do here already. Okay, so sudah siap. Now we can continue with our last triangle. Our last triangle is what? Do you remember just now I say you take the blue trapezium plus with the red triangle, and the last part is you have to minus this one, right? Because we are trying to find the area of this triangle only. So you will minus with another right angle triangle. Which one? The PSR right angle triangle. Okay, and this last triangle you have to minus. Ini kena tolak punya. Yang tadi dua punya kena tambah. This one have to minus. Okay, so let's write down PSR. So PSR, area of triangle PSR. Okay, for PSR, this is also a right angle, so it will be 1 over 2 times base times height. So what is the base for this triangle? So the base and height will be this panjang here and the base panjang here, right? So what will be the horizontal distance from P to S? X1 minus X3. Okay, X1 minus X3. Or you can say this one plus this one. When you do that, you will get the same also. Yeah, you get, because when you take this one plus this one, the X2 minus X2 becomes 0 ma. And then you left with x1 minus x3, same also. Okay, okay, or you can just look at the point here lah. X1, this point is x1 minus x3. So x1 minus x3 is what I write here, and then times with the height of the triangle, which is from S to R, and I already write it beside here already, y1 minus y3. Yeah, so you can just put it in. Okay, now it's time to expand. So it becomes 1 over 2 bracket. Okay, what we have to put now? Wait, do I write it correctly? Y1 minus, okay, betul lah. Wait, okay, yeah, yeah. Oh, wait, okay. So now I have to expand. So it becomes x1 times y1, which is x1 y1, x1 times negative y3, which is negative x1 y3, negative x3 times y1, which is negative x3 y1. The last one is negative and negative positive x3 y3. Okay, okay. Let me check if I write everything correctly. X1 y1 and yeah, correct. Okay, now the next step is what? The next step is to take the trapezium plus with the blue triangle. I mean the red triangle. Yeah, the blue trapezium plus with the red triangle. Okay, and the red triangle is the PTQ area, which is this one. This is the red triangle. This one. This one red triangle. Okay. Okay. So I will take the blue color. This one blue color plus with red color. So let me plus now. So what will happen is it will become so I will just write, what should I write? Okay, I'll just write area of triangle lah. Area of triangle. Yeah. But this triangle is referring to the PQR actually. Yeah. Because they try, but yeah, PQR. Yeah. So how to find the PQR triangle? Okay, so it would be 1 over 2, all of this plus all of this, right? But if you write like this, is a bit slow. Let me show you a fast way to write this. So later, after you take the blue color plus red color, you have to minus with what? You have to minus with this black color, right? This black color one, this shaded one, which is the PSR. So you already know the PSR area is this one. So why not you straight away take this one? It means you take this one plus with this minus with this, right? So you can see that all these three terms, they all have 1 over 2. So why not you just write down, you just factorize the 1 over 2 because they all have 1 over 2, right? So you just factorize out the 1 over 2, and now you write down everything inside this bracket, and you will just take everything here plus with everything here and then minus with everything here. Okay, so it becomes what? 2x2y1. Just copy and paste. Minus 2x3y1 minus x2y2. Okay, and then plus with what is this? Plus with x3y2, and then minus with x2y3, and then plus with x3y3, and then okay, until here finish already, right? But remember you have to plus with this, right? So you just write plus. Okay, and kalau plus you don't have to letak bracket one. Don't have to worry because plus is like you don't have to worry. But if it's minus, you have to be careful, right? Okay, let me make space because not enough space. Okay, wait for me, Okay, waiter. Okay, 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 okay. This is good. So now we have enough space to write. Minus 2x3y1 minus x2y2 plus x3y2 minus, okay. Okay, plus with everything here, right? So plus with x1y1, and then minus, okay. The minus, nothing will happen to the minus because you plus, ma. So when you plus, nothing will happen here. Okay. But if you have to minus, then all these sign have to change already. Okay, but this one is minus lah, x1y2, and then minus x2y1, okay, and then plus with x2y2, right? Okay, now you have to minus with this, right? The 1 over 2 no need to write already because the 1 over 2 at first I already factorized out already. So now you have to minus this whole thing, right? So if you minus, you have to be careful lah because you have to put bracket. Okay, I don't have enough space. I will just write down here lah. So minus with all this, okay, I put bracket lah. X1 y1 minus x1 y3 minus x3 y1 plus x3 y3, and then close the bracket and then use big bracket here. It means here also I have to use big bracket. Okay, yeah, here also I have to use big bracket. Okay, of course I know some student they will do it fast one. They will straight away change the tukar tanda, right? Straight away like this minus jadi plus, ini jadi minus. Okay, can also lah, can also. But since this one they want us to derive formula, so I try not to skip any step lah. Because they ask us to derive, so I want to try to write down every step clearly for them. I don't want to skip any parts. Okay, now we can continue from here. And now what we do is we will write down everything here again. And yeah, because we have to expand this. So it's like very boring, but just do it lah. 2x2y1 minus, okay. Okay, 2x2y1. Just copy and paste aja. Minus 2x3y1 minus x2y2 plus x3y2. Okay, I'm just copying from here. Minus x2y3 plus x3y3 plus x1y1 minus x1y2. Okay, and then minus x2y1 plus x2y2. Okay, now we have to write this one, the minus bracket. So what happens when you open the bracket, when you expand, what happens? Everything inside here have to change sign. Semua kena tukar tanda. So it becomes what? It becomes minus x1 y1, and then this one minus become plus x1 y3 because change sign. This one also tukar tanda, plus x3 y1, and then the final thing is minus x3 y3, and then close the bracket. Okay, now we continue here. 1 over 2 modulus. Okay, now there's no bracket already, nothing to expand. Now it's time to simplify this. Okay, let's find out if there's any terms that we can cancel. So is there any term that can cancel? Yes. Yes, I can see it already. Negative x2 y2. Do you realize there is a plus x2 y2 here? So when you take negative x2 y2 plus x2 y2, you get 0. Okay. And what other terms you can cancel? x3 y3 minus x3 y3. Right? This one minus, right? So if I have positive, one negative, and then they are the same number, same value, you can straight away cut jadi 0. Okay, what else? X1, Y1 also can cut. Yeah, positive X1, Y1 minus X1, Y1. Because it's minus, that's why you can cancel, right? Okay, I think the rest cannot cancel already, but you can see that there are some terms that you can write. Okay, okay, but which one to write first? Okay, let me tell you. If you look at the area of triangle formula, you can see that this is the formula I'm trying to derive. And you can see that they write x1, y2, followed by x2, y3, followed by x3, y1. So if you can be smart here and try to find out the x1, y2 first, right? Because you know already the end result will be this. This is the formula we are trying to prove. So let's try to find the x1, y2 and do it first. So this is not x1, y2, so I don't want to do this first. I don't want to write this first. This one also, no, not this one first. Where is x1, y2? Okay, I find it already here, but got negative, huh? So just write negative x1, y2. And is there any x1, y2 here? No, right? Okay, so I'll just underline it to remind me that I already do this. Okay. Okay, next one, in according to the formula is like the next one has to write x2, y3 and then x3, y1. So we find out which one got x2, y3. Not this one, not this one, not this one. This one. Minus x2, y3. And dia seorang saja kan? Yeah, so minus x2, y3. Okay. Okay, the next one will be x3, y1. So x3, y1, where is it? Okay, here have, and here also have. Right? Here also have. This one also x3, y1, this is x3, y1, right? But this one is negative 2 x3, y1, this one is positive 1. So you can take negative 2 plus 1, which is negative 1. So you end up with negative x3, y1. I repeat one more time. Negative 2 x3, y1 plus with x3, y1 will give you negative x3, y1. Because negative 2 plus 1, so negative 1. Okay. Okay, the next one, let's refer the formula and see how they write it. So the next thing they write is like minus x2, y1 minus x3, y1, y2. So minus x2, y1. So, okay, minus x2, y1. Let's try. Where is x2, y1? Okay, this one is x2, y1. Okay, but dia ada kawan tak? Dia ada kawan tak? Okay, ada satu kawan sini, x2, y1, right? Okay, okay. So ini dengan ni sajalah. So what is 2x2 minus, what is 2x2, y1 minus 1x2, y1? So it become positive x2, y1 lah. Because this is 2, this one nothing here means minus 2 minus 1, so left with 1 x2 y1. Okay, 2 x2 y1 minus 1 x2 y1 is 1 x2 y1. Okay, okay, so ini sudah underline, sudah siap. Okay, next one is what? Followed by x3 y2. X3 y2. Okay, so x3 y2 is this one. And ada kawan ke? Okay, dia tak ada kawan, so tak ada kawan, tulis saja plus x3 y2. And then I think there's only the only thing left here is this one, x1 y3. So this one confirm you write last kali lah. And I never miss anything. Everything do already. Because I got underlined just now. So it's very easy for me to check whether I got leave out anything. So actually I did everything already. So now we just have to work towards this. This is formula. Okay, how do you do it? Okay, first of all, you need to understand something. When you find area, they cannot have negative. Cannot have negative. Okay. And also if you look at the area formula here, the x1, y2 is positive. But my one is not same with the formula. My one is like negative one, right? But the formula that you learn is like positive. And you're trying to derive this. So you want your formula to look like this. You want it to be positive. So how can we make it positive? Actually, very simple. All you need to do is you just factorize out negative from everybody here. You will just take out negative. Okay, you will just take out the negative. So what happens is it will become but the negative cannot disappear. You have to put it like this. You understand, right? Because when you take out, when you, how to say, change sign for everyone, you become x1, y2. Then this one, when you factorize out the negative one, it becomes like this, x2, y3. And then this one becomes plus x3, y1. This one become minus. Basically, everything just change sign lah. Basically, everything just tukar tanda. Minus x2, y1. And then this one minus x3, y2. And this one minus x1, y3, right? Understand, right? Basically, everything change sign because you factorize out the negative. But the negative won't disappear one. The negative will go where? It will times with the 1 or 2 like this. Yeah, because you take out negative from it, so it becomes like this, right? Okay, now you have to know something. Area tak ada negative. Area tak ada negative. So what you have to do now is you have to take the absolute value for this whole thing. Absolute value means you have to modulus this whole thing to get the area. Okay. So basically, the modulus start from here actually. Yeah, it start from the beginning. You have to put it here also. You have to put it here also because memang macam tu mah. Area cannot have negative, right? That is why, yeah, you have to take the absolute value ataupun the modulus lah. So when you modulus this whole thing, what happens is this negative will become positive. Okay, yeah, this negative will disappear. So it's just end with modulus, and then everything here lah, 1/2, and then all these things, right? Okay, so you just write down all this x1 y2 plus x2 y3, everything just copy and paste lah. Okay, but I want you to know something. The 1/2, what is the hubungan? Apa hubungan 1/2 dengan ni? There's nothing here, right? So nothing here means times, right? So it means hubungan dia darab, right? Hubungan dia darab times. And I want you to know, if inside the modulus, if you have something times something, actually you can take out one. Ya, kalau times lah, kalau plus minus tak boleh. Kalau times boleh, alright? Yeah, if times you can take out and letak before one. So this 1/2 actually you can take out like this, okay? And then you just left with modulus. It means now the 1/2 is outside the modulus, and then the rest all you just copy and paste lah. Just write the same x1 y2 plus x2 y3 plus x3 y1 minus x2 y1 minus x3 y2, and then the last one is minus x2 y3. Let me write nicely. Okay, x3 y2 minus x1 y3. Okay, and then close the modulus. Okay, okay, so this is the area of triangle formula, and we already derived, so just write the word derived. Okay, so that's it. So this is like the same as the formula I write here lah. Okay, okay, of course maybe some of you will say, hey sir, what if I want to derive this one? Can also lah, then you take out the negative like that lah. This one you just tambah satu baris and do it like that. Then you will reach here also. Okay? Because in some books they write like this, in some books they write like this. Okay? But it's the same lah. It's the same. Okay? Okay, so this is how you derive the area of triangle formula for coordinate geometry. Okay? So I hope you understand. So I spent a long time talking about this because the working is like really long. Okay? But most important thing is you understand how to derive it lah. Okay? So yeah. Okay, I think that's all. I will continue to question B now. Okay, let's do question B. So I will use this space here. Okay, B1, given vertices P and Q is this. Okay, so this is point P, this is point Q. Okay, I should label in the diagram. P is 3, 4. And then point Q is 1, -2. Where is it? Okay, here, 1, -2. And then they say vertex R lies on x-axis. Okay, so it means that the y coordinate will be 0 lah. Because if the point lies on x-axis means it's a x-intercept. And when it's a x-intercept, the y will be 0. So remember, x-intercept, y equals 0. Y-intercept, x equals 0. So this is what x-intercept, so the y will be 0. But the x-coordinate, I don't know. And they never give us, right? Okay, now okay, they want you to find lah. You see, find coordinates of R. So it means they want to find the x-coordinate of R lah. Because the y-coordinate I already know is 0. I sudah tahu kosong. I just don't know the x-coordinate. So I'm trying to find the x-coordinate. Then only I can get the full coordinate for R. But they could give us information, area of PQR is 10 units square. Okay, this is very useful because if I know the area is 10, I can just use the area formula, 1/2 modulus equals to 10, right? And the way we write the formula is macam saya cakap tadi lah. You remember I mentioned just now here? Yeah, this formula lah, this formula. Okay, we use this formula. So we will write it in this pattern first. And then we will start to multiply them together like that lah. Okay, so let's come back here. First we will write down the x1, y1, which is 3, 4. So write 3, 4, followed by q, 1, -2, followed by r, x, 0. And since I don't know the x, I'll just put x lah. I don't know the x value, right? But it's okay because I have the area answer later, which is 10. So later, after I times everything, I can pina, find x. Okay, before you close the modulus, the last one here, you have to repeat the first one, 3, 4 like this. Okay, and then close the modulus. Now you can start to times. Okay, you have to start from 3 times -2. Yeah, you have to start like this. Cannot start like this. If you start like this, then wrong already. So it has to be 3 times -2, which is -6, plus 1 times 0, which is 0. Okay, 0 tak payah tulis. Plus x times 4, 4x. And then minus. Why minus? Because I changed direction. 4 times 1, 4, minus Negative 2 times x, negative 2x. So I have to use bracket lah. Because you got minus here, and then now there's another minus. So open bracket, negative 2x, and then minus 0 times 3. Okay, 0 tak payah tulis. So just to top the modulus, and then the whole thing equals 10. Okay, now I can see inside the modulus, x dengan x boleh buat, number dengan number boleh buat. So you end up with 4x minus 2 is 4x plus 2. So 4x plus 2x, 6x. Negative 6 minus 4 is just negative 10. Modulus equals to, okay, the 2 you can pinna to the other side. It becomes times 2, which is 20 lah. Okay, now how to find x? You can pinna the modulus. Okay, yeah, because the modulus, you can pinna the 10, tak boleh pinna 10, because the 10 is like inside the modulus, so you cannot just take it out like this. Okay, so the correct way is to pinna modulus, and when you pinna modulus, what happens? You will have two answers, satu positive, satu negative. So this is the first answer, and then the other answer is negative 20. 6x minus 10 equals to 20, and then the other one is negative 20. Now we can find x here. 20 plus 10, 30 divided 6, 5. Negative 20 plus 10, which is negative 10, divided 6 is negative 503, right? Okay, but if you look closely, the point R, the x coordinate of point R cannot be 5. Yeah, cannot be 5. Why? Why we have to reject the 5 answer is because this, how can this be positive value? Your 0 is here, right? This is 0. So this x has to be the negative 503. Yeah, it has to be. Okay. Because kalau 5 tak logic. This one, yeah, it's on the left side. Right? It's on the left side of the x-axis. When it's on the left side of the y-axis, means it's a negative value. Okay. So the answer here is negative 5/3. Okay, but I should write one more baris for them because they said find coordinates of R. So if you stop like this, later you might not get full mark. So you should write dot 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 and then write point R and write the full coordinate for them. Write bracket negative 5/3 and then even put the comma 0 like this. This is the final answer. Okay, the full coordinate for R. Okay, now we can do our next question, B2. So B2, should I do it here? Okay, let's do it here. Okay, point number 2, what it says, point M move. Okay, the moment I see this word move, I know it's a locus question. Yeah, because moving point. So locus question. So for locus question, we will use the distance formula to do it. But first, we have to check the ratio. And also, we have to let the moving point become xy first. So they already say point M move. So later, the M coordinate will be xy. So it moves such that the distance from R is twice the distance from P. Find equation of locus of M. So the point that we will use here is point M, point P, point R. Point P, point R, I know already. It's here and here, right? But there's another point M, and let me tell you, the point M will be xy. So let point M jadikan xy dulu, because this is the moving point. Okay, so for moving point, the coordinate is unknown, is like xy. Yeah. Okay, so now let's check the ratio. After we check the ratio, then only we can use the distance formula. So it says M moves such that the distance from R, so MR is twice, so 2 times the distance is distant from P, so MP. Okay, so MR is twice distance from MP. This is the meaning. Okay, don't go and don't write RP here. Some of you write RP one. Wrong. MP lah, MP. So ini maksud dia. Okay, now we can use the distance formula. The distance formula is square root x minus x square plus y minus y square. Okay, and then the other side also you will do the same later. Square root x minus x square and then plus y minus y square. Okay. This is how you find distance. Okay. Okay, for point M, point R, your point M is xy, point R is this one, right? So the formula is x minus x. So it'll be x minus negative 5/3, which is x plus 5/3. And then y minus y, so y minus 0, which is y. So today's y saja lah. Okay. Okay, let me separate it like this. Okay, for this side, it will be distance of MP. So MP distance, it will be, this is point M and point P is 3, 4. So the formula is x minus x. So the first bracket, you have to write x minus x, so x minus 3. Yeah. Next bracket is y minus y, so y minus 4. Okay, now you will try to get rid of the square root. And how we do that, we have to square both sides. So I use red color, square both sides, like this. And the reason why we do it is because we want to get rid of the square root. Okay, so when we square both sides, what happens? The square root and square cut already. So you left with x plus 5/3 square, which is x square plus 10/3x plus 25/9. Okay, let me explain a bit. How you get this is you take x square and then x times 5/3 times 2, because that's how you expand. Okay, that's how you expand. When you take x plus 5/3 square, it means you have to take x square and then x times 5/3 times 2. And then only you take 5/3 square like this. Okay, that's why you end up with this. Okay, now how to continue? You have to plus with y square. And of course, the square root hilang already because you already square ma. So the square root disappear already. Equals, okay, this one you have to be careful. The 2 have to square. Huh? So the 2 square become 4, right? And then what happens to this square root? Okay, this square root disappears. Because when you square the whole thing means this whole square root, it will hilang one, right? So you just left with whatever inside you just left with like the, the only thing left is like whatever's inside the square root lah. So which is this one. So you will expand this whole thing. So how to expand x minus 3 square? First, you will take x square, and then next you will take x times negative 3 times 2, which gives you negative 6x, and then negative square 3 square plus 9, positive 9. Okay, this is the correct way to expand. Huh? Plus with, same thing, do the same process. Take y square, and then y times negative 4 times 2 is negative 8y. And then the last step is to take negative 4 square plus 16, and then close the bracket. Okay, now you end up with x square plus 10 over 3x plus 25 over 9 plus y square. And I realize I can do this side first because this one got bracket, so you have to do bracket first, and you have to take, basically just take everything times 4 lah. Times 4. So kena buat darab dulu baru boleh buat tambah tolak. So uh, 先做乘除才做加减. Wait, why I speak Chinese? Sorry. Means like you have to do times first lah. I suddenly speak in Chinese just now. Okay, so do darab dulu times first. So 4 times x square is 4x square. 4 times negative 24x. 4 times 9 is 36. 4 times y square is 4y square. Times 4 here, negative 32y. Times 4, you get 64. Okay. Okay, now you can do the tambah tolak. Now you can do the plus minus, right? So how you do it is you will try to pindah everything on one side equals 0. Because that's how you write locus. That's how you write the equation for locus, is to pindah everything on one side equals 0. Okay, I don't have enough space, so I'll just write down here. Okay. Okay, I will pindah everything to the right side. It means my 0 will be on the left side. You know why? It's because I want my x square to be positive. Because if I pindah everything there, later my x square is negative. So tak cantik lah. But can also lah, can also. Because if you pindah like that, then later you tukar tanda for everyone lah. You change sign, make it positive lah. Can also, same. Okay. But I would prefer doing it like this. So I will put the 0 on the left side. It means everything here I will pindah sana. Okay. But try to arrange it at the same time also. So first we have to write the x square. So here got x square, right? So the x square when you move there become minus. So 4x square minus x square is 3x square. And the next thing you have to write is y square. So we have 1y square here. Okay, dia punya kawan dekat mana? Dia punya kawan, this is dia punya kawan. So pindah sana jadi minus 4y square minus y square plus 3y square. Okay, remember you are trying to pindah everything to the right side now. Okay, to this side. Okay, everything is on this side. So bukan 4y square yang pergi sana, y square yang kena pergi sini. Okay, now the next thing you have to write is x. The order has to be like this: x square followed by y square followed by x followed by y followed by number. That's the order you have to write. Okay, the next one is x. So this is negative 24x. Ada kawan tak? Ada 10 over 3. So 10 over 3 pindah sana jadi minus. So you have to press calculator. Negative 24 minus 10 over 3. So you just press calculator and your calculator will give you negative 82 over 3x. Okay, the next thing you have to write, which is y. So let's try to find kawan yang ada y. So mana kawan yang ada y? Oh, this one dia seorang saja yang ada y. So dia seorang saja, then just write it lah. No need to pindah already because it's already on this side. No need to, jangan apa tangan gatal pergi apa nak pindah sana, tak payah. Dia sudah ada dekat sini, buat apa nak pindah? Okay, so sudah siap. Okay, the last thing you have to write now is the number 64 plus 36. But there is a 25 over 9 here, right? Okay. Hey, do you realize I put dot? It's because I want to know which one sudah buat, which one belum buat. Okay? So it's like very helpful. So you all can do this also when you are doing exercise. Okay. Yeah, because there's so many terms, right? It's like it's very confusing. That's why I use dot to help me. So 64 plus 36 is 100. But there's a 25 over 9 here. So pindah sana jadi minus. So I have to press 100 minus 25 over 9. So let me just press real quick. My calculator give me positive 875 over 9. So that is the value we write here. And you don't have to write equals 0 already because you already decide the 0 to be on this side. So sudah siap already. Now the last thing to do is to, you realize your answer got fraction, right? So what you can do to get rid of the fraction is make the denominator same lah. Okay, try to make the bawah punya number sama. Okay, because when you make the bawah sama, then you can get rid of the pecahan. So macam mana nak hilangkan fraction, hilangkan pecahan? Okay, jadikan denominator same number. So this one nothing is over 1. Ini semua over 1, right? So if you want to make semua orang, you want to make semua nombor bawah ni sama, you jadikan semua over 9 lah. You jadikan semua over 9. You make everything, every denominator, make it over 9. So how to make this over 9? Times 9 times 9. But when you do that, atas pun kena times 9. So you end up with 9 times 3, which is 27x squared. And then plus with this one times 9 also, because you want to make it over 9, right? So it becomes 9, 9 times 3 is 27. So 27y squared. Okay, this one don't times 9, huh? This one is over 3. So over 3, how to become over 9? Times 3, cukup already. Times 3. So 82 times 3, 246. Negative 246. Okay. Okay, next one. This one times 9 because over 1. Over 1 nak jadi over 9 times 9. So negative 32 times 9, negative 288. Why? And then this one no need to times already because it's over 9 already. So just plus 875. And you don't have to write over 9 already, because kalau semua sudah sama, tak payah tulis over 9 already. And then the whole thing equals 0, right? Okay, the 0 is on this side, right? But actually, you can write here also can. Same thing, ma. Okay. It means the whole thing equals 0. So sudah siap. Okay, let me explain a bit why you don't have to write the over 9. It's because even if you write the over 9, imagine the 9 you pindah sana. It becomes 0 times 9. You see the 9 ends up, it ends up it ends up 0 also. That is why the 9 no need to write. Because the other side is 0. Okay, so now you understand why I try to make every denominator same. Because when every denominator same, it will be everything over the same number. And since the other side is 0, 0 times anything is 0 ma. So it will disappear straight away. So now your answer look nice already. You can see your answer, the other fraction, right? And this is your answer. This is the equation of the locus. Okay. Okay, sudah siap? Okay, I'm at question number 14 now. So let's do it. So the soalan says given that cot theta equals k. Okay, this one confirm is trigonometry. Confirm. Okay. When you see sin cos tan or like cot, you know this is trigonometry chapter. So what the question wants to find out. So cot theta is k such that theta is an acute angle. Express cos 2 theta in terms of k. Okay, this type of question where they ask where they give you information like this you should always draw it out. Yeah, you should always look case. The reason why most student cannot do this question is because they never look case, they never draw. Okay, and you will struggle with the question if you don't draw. Okay, so let me draw it. What you should draw is you should draw a cross, and you should determine which quadrant you should put your lines, right? Your angle. So they say cot theta is k, and theta is an acute angle. So this gives it away already. Acute angle means it's quadrant 1. Okay. And if you already know it's quadrant 1, then you know where to put the line already. It will be in quadrant 1 lah, there, here. And then you will tarik one line to the x-axis, and this will be 90 degree. And your theta will be here lah, right? Okay, now we can label this information. Cot theta equals to k. Okay, we belajar about SOHCAHTOA, right? Sine opposite hypotenuse, cos adjacent hypotenuse, tangent opposite adjacent, right? So cot theta is k over 1. Nothing bawah means k over 1, right? So we try to change this to tangent, because we all know cot is like 1 over 10, right? 1 over tangent. So the tangent will be 1 over k. And why we change it to tangent theta is because when it's cot, it's very difficult to how to say, to label. We don't know how to label. So we already have our triangle. So depan angle kita panggil opposite, depan 90 kita panggil hypotenuse, and then the remaining we call it adjacent, right? And uh, I change the cot theta k over 1, I change to 1 over k. Okay, but when you flip here, the cot theta also have to flip jadi, because cot is 1 over tangent so when you flip both sides, it becomes tangent equals 1 over k. Okay, so tangent formula according here is opposite over adjacent. So I have to erase the o and write 1, because this 1 is the opposite and k is the adjacent. So opposite, sini opposite. So tulis je 1. And then the adjacent is k, so adjacent param, and then write k here. Okay, the hypotenuse, can you find it? Yes, and you should find it now actually. Don't worry about the cos 2 theta. That one later. That one later. Your job now is to find the hypotenuse. Okay, you don't worry about whether the question got asked or not. You should find it now actually. It will help you later, trust me. So the method to find it is by using Pythagoras theorem. Okay, I'll just put arrow and do it here. It'll be square root. Okay, this is the hypotenuse. So to find the hypotenuse is the longer side, right? So it will be square root bracket square plus bracket square. It will be here, it will be k, here will be 1. Okay, because you have the two sides. So you can find the remaining side. And you will plus, plus. You know why plus is because you are trying to find the longer side. Okay, so you end up with square root k square plus 1. and this is the length of the longer side of this triangle. Okay, so now I'm done with the drawing. Now we can finally see what the question wants. So remember, for this type of question where they give you like something theta equals to something and you're trying to label it, and then you try to find something theta also like sine theta or cos theta, like whatever lah, whatever theta. Okay, you will always need to draw it out. Okay, if you don't draw, you cannot do one. It's not possible. Okay, it's not possible. So you have to draw it like this lah. Okay, and when you draw it, usually when you label the information, you realize you can find the remaining side, and you should always find it. Okay, okay, I already find it just now. Now let's focus on cos 2 theta. Okay, they say your answer can be in terms of k. It means we don't have to find k because your answer will be in terms of k. We just have to find cos 2 theta. Okay, you realize the angle doesn't match with the angle in our diagram, in our drawing. When we draw just now, we use theta, but now the question asks for 2 theta. So we need to try to change this to theta somehow. Because if we don't, then we cannot use our drawing to do this question. So the method is we use the double angle formula. Okay, the double angle formula. So we all know cos 2 theta can change to three things. I already memorized the double angle. I don't know you got memorized or not. But the cos 2 theta can change to cos square minus sine square. And it can also change to 2 cos square minus 1. And it can also change to 1 minus 2 sine square. Okay. All right. So the cos 2 theta can change to these three, right? But which one will you choose? Okay. You can choose either one lah. Okay. All will give you the same answer one, right? Yeah, you can choose any of this. Yeah, anyone will give you the same answer. Because all of this is you change to theta ma, and then you can just and then you can just refer the diagram to get the sine theta, and yeah, that's all. Okay, I think I will just use this one lah. Yeah, okay, but you want to use the other two can also one, you get the same answer. So I'll just use this one, 1 minus 2 sine square theta. Okay, what's the meaning of sine square theta? The meaning of sine square theta means sine theta times sine theta. So make sure you know this. Sine square theta is actually sine theta multiplied with sine theta. That's what it means, right? So what you can do now is you can refer your drawing, get the value for sine theta, and then times itself. Means you square it lah. Okay. So remember, when you take sine theta times sine theta, you get sine square theta. But don't write the sine theta. But don't write like this. Don't write the square like this. Wrong, John. When you take sine theta times sine theta, you get sine theta square. But the square you don't write it here, one. You write it here. Ah, itu cara betul untuk tulis. Okay, sekarang kita cari sin theta from diagram. Sin formula according here is SOH. SOH punya formula opposite bahagi hypotenuse. O bahagi H. So according to the theta, theta depan we call it O. So 1 is the O. Divide with H, and the hypotenuse is the longer side, which I find it just now, square root K square plus 1. And one more thing you have to check whether it's positive or negative. So this is first quadrant. And if the angle is in first quadrant, all positive. It means sine will give you positive, cos first quadrant is positive, tangent first quadrant is also positive. It means I don't have to put the negative here. But sometimes you have to put negative, right? So yeah, that's why you have to be careful lah. Okay, you cannot do 1 minus 2 first. Tak boleh buat 1 minus 2 dulu. You have to do the square first. After do the square times 2, then only you can do the 1 minus. It means the 1 minus you cannot do now. You cannot do first. You have to do last kali. Okay, because got square. So let's do the power first. So when you power, atas pun kena power 2, bawah pun kena power 2. So 1 power 2, 1 square is 1. Square root k square plus 1, you left with k square plus 1. Because when you square root square, I can cut already. So now it becomes 1 minus, okay, now you times 2. And when you times 2, you darab atas saja. So 2 over k square plus 1. And you can just arrange this a little bit. What do I mean by arrange is like simplify lah. You make it into single fraction. Yeah, you combine become single fraction, and if you want to combine jadi single fraction, you have to make the denominator same first lah. So you have to make the denominator k square plus 1. It means this 1 have to times with k square plus 1. So you get k square plus 1, because 1 times k square plus 1 is k square plus 1, and then minus 2. And then now 1 can minus 2, you get k square. 1 minus 2 is negative 1 over k square plus 1. Right? Okay, I think this is the answer. Yeah. Okay, the k square minus 1 actually can factorize. Yeah, because the 1 can change to 1 square and then it becomes k minus 1 k plus 1. But I realize it's useless to do that, because even if you do that, you cannot cut. You cannot potong dengan bawah. Because when you factorize atas, you get k minus 1 k plus 1. And you cannot potong dengan bawah. Tapi kalau boleh kalau boleh potong dengan bawah, mesti I factorize and then I potong one. But I realize I can't potong because bawah is k square plus 1. This is k plus 1. They don't have any connection. You can't potong them. You cannot simplify it also. So I think this is the final answer already. Yeah, this is the simplest form already. So if this is the simplest form, then that's all lah. Sudah siap already. Okay, sudah siap. Now I will do B. So I'll just write B here. Okay, given sine theta equals negative t, theta is in between 90 and 270, express sine 2 theta in terms of t. Ayo, this type of question again, they give you something like sine theta, whatever lah, something theta equals to something, and then ask you to find something 2 theta. So you know what to do. You have to locate, you have to draw. If you don't locate, you cannot do. Eh? So let me locate across. Okay. Okay, lah, use red color also can lah. Okay. So this time I locate here. Huh? Okay, this time you cannot draw in the first quadrant. So you have to check lah dekat mana. Huh? Okay. So the says here theta between 90 and 270. So it is definitely quadrant 2 or quadrant 3, right? Because when you're more than 90, it means quadrant 2 already. Okay, but quadrant 2 is in between 90 and 180. They say here in between 90 and 270. So this is quadrant 2 and quadrant 3, right? But it can only be in one quadrant. It's either 2 or 3. So whether it's 2 or 3, well, we don't know, right? Okay, actually you can refer here. Because if you refer here, you can realize that sine theta gives you negative t. Okay, it gives you negative t. Okay, so it means sine gives you negative. So if we learn about the quadrant is like add sugar to coffee, right? So in the first quadrant all positive, second quadrant only sine positive, third quadrant only tangent, fourth quadrant only cos. So if the sine theta gives you negative value, that means your quadrant is 3 and 4. Because only in first and second quadrant the sine will give you positive. So if the sine theta gives you negative, answer confirm is 3 and 4. Okay, and the reason why I check here is because this one dia tak tolong saya. Okay, for the first question just now they already said acute angle, so no need to think lah. This one acute means confirm quadrant 1. But if the case is like that, where it's like it can be this quadrant and then it can be the other quadrant, then you check this part lah. And then after you check this part, now you see already this is quadrant 3, quadrant 4. So I think the answer is in quadrant 3 lah. Because yeah, you cannot take quadrant 4 because they already say in between 90 and 270. And you cannot take quadrant 2 also because quadrant 2 sine theta must be positive one if it's quadrant 2. So quadrant 3 lah, it means you choose the one that how to say that satisfy both lah. Yeah, it fulfill both condition. So quadrant 3 is the overlap here. So quadrant 3 is the answer. So let's draw our line at quadrant 3 like this. And then tarik satu line to the x-axis and put 90 degree. Now we can label this information. And you know how to label, right? I just told you just now how you do A just now. You do macam mana you buat A tadi, macam tu lah you buat B. So but this one is sine. So sine punya formula is SOH. So it's opposite over hypotenuse and it's negative T. Okay, something nothing bawah means over 1. Okay. So sine punya formula is SOH. Okay, let's talk about your angle first. Your angle is from here to here. This is your real angle, right? This is your real angle. Okay. So if your angle is outside the right angle triangle, okay, if it's like outside the right angle triangle, what you should do is you should find the reference angle. Okay. And the reference angle for this angle here will be here. Okay. What is reference angle? Reference angle is the angle towards x-axis. Okay. Or you can say like reference angle is actually the angle that will give you the same answer with the real angle. Okay. It means later when you find sine theta and sine alpha, you will get same answer. Cos theta, cos alpha, same answer also. Tangent theta, tangent alpha also same answer. It's just that they have different sign. The positive, negative tak sama saja. Okay. Yeah. So the reference angle is alpha now. So now they say sine theta is negative t, right? But I told you sine theta and sine alpha will give you the same answer. So if I say sine theta is negative t over 1, it means sine alpha also t over 1. It's just that maybe the negative become positive only, right? But don't worry about the sign. The sign only indicates quadrant. Now I'm trying to get the length. So depan angle, okay, now we already get our reference angle. So now we can determine our opposite adjacent hypotenuse. Depan angle kita panggil opposite, depan 90 kita panggil hypotenuse, the remaining one we call it adjacent. Now they says sine is t over 1, right? The negative leave it, the negative jangan tengok. Just tengok t1 saja. So t is the opposite lah. Because is sine so opposite over hypotenuse like this. So O is T, so O is T. So this is O, right? So erase and write T. Hypotenuse is 1. So erase the H and write 1. Okay. And the negative I never write is because negative only indicates quadrant. You don't have to worry about the negative. Okay. The negative jangan tulis. Panjang mana ada negative? Panjang tak ada negative mah, right? Panjang tak ada negative one, right? Okay, so now it's time to put in the adjacent. So the adjacent, you can find it, and you should find it actually. When I do A just now, also I say the same, right? When you label the information inside, after you label, don't straight away find the sine 2 theta first. You find the remaining side by using Pythagoras theorem. So how to find it? So I'll just put an arrow like this. Okay, square root, bracket square, and then this will be 1, this will be t. Okay, plus or minus? Minus, because you are not finding the longer side of the right angle triangle. The longer side is always the side opposite 90. So now you are not finding the hypotenuse. You are not finding the longer side. That's why you have to take the longer side, which is 1 square minus t square. Because that's how the Pythagoras theorem works. So when you do this, you will get square root 1 minus t square like this. So this is the addition. Okay, now I'm done with my drawing. Now we can start to focus on the question. I want to express sine 2 theta in terms of t. So it means you don't have to find t, because they want the answer to be in terms of t. But there is a problem here. This is sine 2 theta. My drawing is for theta. It's not for 2 theta. So how can we do it? We have to somehow change this to something theta lah. I don't want 2 theta. So you can use the double angle formula. Sine 2 theta can change to 2 sine theta, cos theta. Okay? Yeah, this is the double angle formula. And then now you can just find the sine theta and cos theta by using the diagram lah. Okay, I told you already, right? Sine theta, but your theta is like outside the right angle triangle, because your theta is like quadrant 3 angle. But you can use the reference angle, ma. I told you already, sine theta and sine alpha will give you the same answer. It's just that maybe they are different sign only. The positive negative saja tak sama. So sine theta is same with sine alpha. Huh? So you can pinjam the reference angle to get the answer first. And then later you check whether you have to put plus or minus, right? Okay, now let's write down the sine theta answer first. So sine theta and sine alpha will give you same answer. So the formula for sine is O bahagi H. Opposite divide hypotenuse. Opposite is T. Hypotenuse is 1. But I leave empty space here, right? Because I need to check positive or negative. So let's check. If I do sine alpha, I will get positive. Because alpha is like quadrant 1, right? But theta is quadrant 3, bro. So quadrant 3, according to the quadrant here, add sugar to coffee. Third quadrant, only tangent positive. So now you're finding sine. So kena letak negative. Okay, so remember sine third quadrant negative, it will come out negative. Or you can just tengok sini pun boleh mah. Sine theta negative t over 1 is same thing. Okay, next one is cos theta. Cos is adjacent divide hypotenuse a bagi h, but leave an empty space here because later you have to check positive or negative. So adjacent will be what? Okay, adjacent is square root 1 minus t square. That is the adjacent. And then for the hypotenuse is 1. Okay, so A over H. But now you have to check whether positive or negative. So in the third quadrant, add sugar to coffee. Third quadrant, only tangent positive. You are finding cos. So when you do cos third quadrant, you will get negative. So I have to put negative here. Okay, now you just have to multiply everything. You will get 2t square root 1 minus t square. Because when you take the negative times with negative, you get positive. And then the over 1, you can just ignore. So this is your final answer. Okay, I'm done with B. Now we can do C. Okay, let's do C. By using double angle formula, find the value of tangent 67.5, give the answer correct to 3 decimal place. Okay, they already say give in 3 decimal place. It means your answer later will be an ugly answer, and it will be an answer yang banyak-banyak decimal place one lah. And then you just round off to 3 decimal place, right? So that is a hint already, right? They are trying to give you clue already. It means that you can't solve it by your hand. Like you cannot just do it by your hand. Maybe you have to, like, depends on your calculator, right? But you cannot just use your calculator and press this. Cannot. If you do like that, you will get the correct answer, but you will not get full mark for your working, because they already said by using double angle formula. It means that in your working, you have to show them that you use the double angle formula. So let's write down the double angle formula for tangent. Yeah, because this one is tangent. So do you know what is the tangent double angle formula? I'll just write it up here. The tangent double angle formula is tangent 2a equals to 2 tangent a over 1 minus tangent square a. Yeah, this is one of the formula that we learn in the Form 5 chapter 6, 6 or 7. Like the trigonometry chapter lah. Yeah, that chapter. Okay, so this formula we have to use it. So what would be the A? I think the A would be 67.5 lah. Right? Okay, so tangent 2 times 67.5 equals 2 tangent A is 67.5. It means you just replace the A with 67.5 lah, and then over 1 minus tangent square. A just replace with 67.5. Okay. Okay, I know some of you might be thinking like, hey sir, they want to find tangent 67.5. If I calculate this whole thing, I'm finding for other things, right? I'm trying because if I calculate this, what am I finding? I'm not finding tangent 67.5. I'm trying to find tangent 2 times 67.5, 2 times 67.5, which is not same with the question. Okay, actually what you should do now is you should try to find this part actually. This is your answer. Do you realize? So how you should pindah is like you should make this the subject. You should try to make this single. Make sense, right? Because this is what you're trying to find, ma. Okay. So you're trying to find this, therefore this has to be like single on one side. Okay. So how you will do it is you will let's think about this. Can I pindah this whole thing here? Can, right? But when I pindah like that, what will happen? Okay, let's press 2 times 67.5 and see what happens. 2 times, you will get tangent 135. So let's press tangent 135. Okay, it's -1. Yeah. So it means this whole thing can change to -1 straight away. And then you can times with this. 1 minus tangent square 67.5. Right? And then equals to 2 tangent 67.5. Okay, so I want to take back what I mentioned just now. Ya, saya nak apa? Saya nak ambil balik apa yang saya cakap tadi because I said the wrong things just now. So just now my idea was to make this single, right? Okay, because I thought I'm trying to find this, so maybe I have to pindah this one jadi darab and then divide two or something like that. But I realized no, no, that's not what we are doing. What we should do now is actually a quadratic equation. Yeah, it's actually a quadratic equation. It's just that your x replaced with tangent 67.5 and you find it by factorizing later. Okay, let me take the -1 expand first. So it becomes -1 and then negative plus tangent square 67.5 equals to 2 tangent 67.5. Okay, you will realize that this is actually a quadratic equation. Okay, it's just that usually quadratic equation is like ax square plus bx plus c, right? Equals 0. But this one, the x they replace with tangent 67.5, right? And do you realize whenever you solve the quadratic equation, you're trying to find x, right? So if your x get replaced with tangent 67.5, it means that the answer for the when you solve the equation, you are finding tangent 67.5 lah, which is what they want here. So now your job is to just arrange in general form, tangent square 67.5. Okay, yang square tulis dulu the one with square you have to write first, and then the plus 2 you move over here because you want it to be equal 0. So -2 tangent 67.5, and then the last thing you write is the -1 and then equals 0. Now you can press calculator and the calculator will give you two answer. Okay. Okay, but when you press calculator, the A you press 1, the B is -2, C is -1, right? But don't do that. Don't do that. You know why? Because the calculator, or I mean not the calculator, but the question already say give the answer in 3 decimal place. So it means you know already that this quadratic equation cannot use factorization method. It cannot use the calculator method because the calculator method can only use when your answer can change to fraction. It means like the answer is like a rational number. It means like you can change it to fraction. Okay, because if you cannot change to fraction, then you can't write your working for the factorization, the calculator method lah. So this one, if 3 decimal place, you have to use the other method, and you have to use the quadratic formula actually. So let me write down the quadratic formula for you. It's x equals -b plus minus square root b square minus 4ac over 2a. But instead of writing x, I will write 67.5 tangent 67.5, because in this case the x already replaced with tangent 67.5. You can see it, right? And then the b is 2, right? I mean b is -2. Okay, so now it will become equals, just draw a line here, -b plus minus square root b square minus 4ac over 2a. And you are finding tangent 67.5, right? Okay, so let me draw a line to separate this. Okay, so this bracket and this bracket you will use to put in the b. The b is -2, so -2 -2, and then this is a, a will be whatever here, which is 1. Okay, and then the c is -1. So now I just have to solve this and then I will get the answer. Okay, -2 is +2. 2 times 1 is 2 also, and then plus minus square root. Okay, now we can press this inside the calculator, and then see what we get for the discriminant. Discriminant means the b squared minus 4ac. So the b squared minus 4ac come out, I get, let me press. Okay, I get 8. 8. Yeah. So now we can solve this. Okay, the plus minus, it means you have to have two answers lah. The first answer is 2 plus square root 2 over 2, and then the other one is, or 2 minus square root 8 over 2, right? So now you get these two answer, and then just write in, okay, how many decimal place they want just now? 3 decimal place. Okay, press this and change it to decimal. 2 plus square root 8, answer divide 2 in decimal, 3 decimal place, 2.414. So this is the first answer, 2.414, 3 decimal place. Huh? Or the other answer is 2 minus square root 8, and then answer divide 2. Okay, my calculator give me negative 0. Okay, 3 decimal place. So negative 0.414. Okay, and this is the answer for tangent 67.5. Okay, so now let's read again the question just to double check. So find the value of tangent, give your answer, use double angle formula. So yeah, I did it correctly lah. I got use the double angle formula, and I also write in 3 decimal place. So yeah, this is how you do it. Okay, so let's up. Okay, finally we are at our last question. Let's finish it. Okay, so let's do A. Let's read. The quadratic function hx equals to negative x squared plus 7x minus 10 can be expressed in this form. Okay, when you see bracket square, means vertex form. When you see like got bracket square like this, it means this is vertex form. So when you want to change to vertex form, you will always do completing the square. Okay, so this is vertex form. So but the one they give here is general form. So you want to convert general to vertex form, you have to do completing the square. Dalam bahasa Melayu, penyempurnaan kuasa 2. You kena buat penyempurnaan kuasa 2. So when you see bracket square like this means uh, completing means vertex form. Okay, where m is constant, so A1 want to find value of m. Okay, if you want to find value of m, you need to change this to vertex form first. And after you change to vertex form, take whatever belakang tu sama dengan m lah. Because m will be whatever at the back of the vertex form, right? So now I will do it lah. Okay, so where should I do it? Okay, I'll just do it. I'll just do it down here lah. Okay, so for hx, uh, okay, I need space. I need space. Okay, I will use the space up here lah. So let me make space. So this one, I think I can make it smaller like this. Okay. Blah 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 blah. Okay, wait. Wait for me. Okay, I'll just use the space up here lah. Okay, so A1. Okay, A1 x hx equals to x square minus negative x square. Sorry, negative x square. Okay, here plus 7x minus 10. Okay, let's do completing the square. When you do completing the square, you have to make sure your A is positive 1. Kalau A bukan positive 1, tak boleh buat completing the square. So the A is not positive 1 now, so I have to make it positive 1. How you do that? You can factorize out the negative 1. Means you keluarkan negative lah. So when you factorize out, you left with x square minus 7x plus 10. Because when you take out negative, semua kena tukar tanda. And the negative tak ada hilang one, you have to write outside the bracket like this. And then now you can write negative big bracket, and now you can start doing completing the square. So now your A is already positive 1, and now you can do completing the square. And how you do it? You have to write x squared minus 7x. You have to leave an empty space here, and then plus 10, and then leave another empty space here, and then close the bracket. Okay, what you have to write here, here and here. You have to write, okay, here you have to write plus bracket square, here you have to write minus bracket square. Okay, that's how you do completing the square. Okay, like ini memang cara dia. Okay, what you have to write inside the bracket? You have to write b over 2. Okay, and if you want to know what's the b, you just refer beside here. So the number before x, that's the b. So what's the number before b? I mean the number before x, negative 7. So negative 7 over 2, negative 7 over 2. Okay, please jangan tengok sini ya. Kalau you tengok sini punya b salah, you will get positive 7. Then wrong already. Cannot. You cannot tengok sini is because the a is not positive 1 yet. That's why this is the correct way. Just tengok beside here. Okay, now you have to write negative big bracket. This big bracket very important. Because later last kali you have to take the negative and expand inside the big bracket. So if you don't write the big bracket now, later you will forget to expand, then the whole thing wrongly. So this kurungan sangat penting. Very important. Okay, now my job is to ignore this. Jangan tengok ini negative 7x. So jangan tengok you only focus here and here. So you only focus at the x square and the negative 7 over 2 square. Okay, since both of them have square, you will just write bracket and put the square outside like this, right? And then what you write inside, you just tengok siapa yang square lah. So x yang kena square, so x write dalam. And then this one siapa yang kena square? Negative 7 over 2. Tapi negative 7 tak boleh bahagi 2. So just write negative 7 over 2. And then the square no need to write already. The square I already write outside like this. And then plus 10. So saya pun tulis plus 10. Minus ini pun minus. Okay, this one negative 7 over 2 I have to square. Just now I didn't square is because I already write the square outside the bracket. But this one you should square it. Okay. So negative 7 over 2 square, you can use your calculator. You get positive 49 over 4. Positive, huh? It means this negative will, when you square, it become positive. But there is another minus outside the bracket. That is why I write minus here. Okay, now you get equals negative. Okay, I perasan this belakang dua-dua nombor ni boleh buat. Okay, number dengan number boleh minus mah. So I think the big bracket I still have to write. So x minus 7 over 2 square, and then 10 minus 49 over 4. You can just use your calculator, press it, you'll get positive 9 over 4. And a lot of students, they thought finish already. No, 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 no. Not finished yet. Remember, I told you the big bracket very important because last kali you kena ambil negative, expand inside the big bracket. So actually it's not over yet. You have to expand, and when you expand, you don't have to write the big bracket anymore. So you just write the small bracket, x minus 7 over 2 square, and then the 9 over 4, when you take the negative times inside, you get negative 9 over 4 like this, right? It means that you have two terms here, and both these terms you have to darab negative. So the 9 over 4, when you direct negative, you get negative 9 over 4. But why this one, the minus 7 over 2 never become plus? It's because this one is got bracket square. So the negative cannot go inside the bracket. If you want to darab negative, boleh, tapi duduk luar lah. You write outside like this. Okay, if you want to times with negative, can, but you have to times and write outside like this. It cannot go inside the bracket because the bracket got power, got square. Okay, so I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain here. This is not over yet. They want to find value of m. So do you remember actually just now they got give us their own vertex form? This one, right? And you can see this is actually same with what I write here. Okay, because I also already changed to vertex form, right? So this is also vertex form, this is also vertex form, means they both can compare. So when we compare, we can see negative, negative, bracket, bracket, x, x, minus 7, 2, is everything the same. So what is the value of m? It would be negative 9 over 4. Okay, sometimes students will make careless mistake. They will write 9 over 4. Then wrong already lah. So remember to take the whole thing. So the whole thing here is plus m. This one is negative 9 over 4. So the m answer should be negative 9 over 4. So I'm going to just write here m equals negative 9 over 4. Okay, that is the answer for the first question. Okay, now I want to do number 2. So number 2, let's scroll down. Okay, now I will do it here. Okay, it says sketch the graph hx for the domain 0 until 6. Hence, state the corresponding range for graph of hx. So they want you to sketch graph. So when you sketch graph, you need to find some points, right? So I know some of the teachers, they will teach you to draw the table and then put x, y, and then you find important points, find the x-intercept, y-intercept, 0, like that. Can also. You want to draw table, can also. But I'm a bit lazy now, so I will not do table. I will just like write it for you. So what are the important points you have to find when you sketch a quadratic graph? Okay, when you are doing a quadratic graph like this, where it's like power 2, 1, you need to find the first point. First point means like the start punya point, the starting point. And then you have to find the last point. Okay, that's important. Okay, the first point, the last point. And then what other important points? The x-intercept and the y-intercept, right? The x-intercept and also the y-intercept, right? And then the last important point you have to find is the turning point. Okay, but actually for this case, it will not look like this. This quadratic, it will look like this. It's because of the a negative. Okay, so it will not look like this. This one is just, I just want to explain to you what important points you have to find. So repeat one more time, what are the important points? The first point, the last point, the x-intercept, the y-intercept, and the turning point. These are all the points I need to find. So let's find out the first point. What would be the first point? Remember they could give you a domain here. The domain x is in between 0 and 6. It means they want the first point x coordinate to be 0 and the last point x coordinate to be 6. That's what it means. It means that the first point will be x. The first point punya x coordinate is 0. So let's ganti when x equals 0 and find out the first point punya coordinate. So when I sub 0 inside x here, my y will be negative 10. Oh, by the way, y and hx is the same thing. If you want to write hx also can. Y and hx is the same thing. So now I have my first point, 0, -10, right? Okay, next point you have to find is the last point. So the last point is x coordinate 6. So just sub 6 inside. So your y will be what? Negative x square. So negative bracket square plus 7 bracket minus 10. And this is 6. This is 6. And then just press the whole thing in your calculator. And you will get -4. Okay. Okay, this one is, it means that the last point is 6, -4. So this is the last point, this is the first point. Okay, the next step is to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Okay, because these are all points, important points. Okay. Okay, how to find x-intercept and y-intercept? Just sub x0 and y0. But did you realize just now you already sub x0? It means your first point and your y-intercept is the same point. That is why you don't have to sub x0, y0 already. You just have to sub y0, because x0, if you sub x0, you're just doing the same thing. You're just repeating yourself. So when you sub x0, you will end up with same, right? So it means this point is actually your starting point, but at the same time, it's also your y-intercept. So you don't have to do the same thing already. Just sub y0 now. So when you sub y0, what you're finding is the x-intercept. So when you sub y0 means that you take the whole thing equals 0. Okay, because I told you y and hx is the same thing. So negative x squared plus 7x minus 10 equals 0. And then you factorize this. Okay, the negative actually you can tukar tanda jadi minus 7x plus 10 equals 0. Okay, the negative will disappear is because you can just ignore the negative is because the other side is 0. So when you factorize out the negative like this, and then the negative move to the other side, the negative, that's why the negative can erase. Okay. Okay, so now you can press calculator, you will get two answers. And these two answers will be the x-intercept. Okay, so you use your calculator, you will get 5 and 2. And don't forget to write this baris here, bracket, bracket, equals 0, x minus 5, x minus 2. It means the coordinate here is 5, 0. The coordinate here is 2, 0. Okay. Okay. Is there any other points I need to find? Yes, there's one more point. You remember I told you for quadratic graph, you only have to find the first point, the last point, the x-intercept and the y-intercept, and one more point is the turning point. Okay, but I told you why already, right? Why I never find the y-intercept is because the y-intercept is exactly the same point with the starting point. Okay, there's one more point I need to find is the turning point. And for this, it will be the maximum. You know why? Because the a is negative. Okay, so can you tell me the maximum point how to find? Actually, no need to find really. Because do you remember just now you do vertex form? And do you know when you change to vertex form, you can get your maximum point from you can get your turning point from your vertex form, right? Actually, there's three methods to find the turning point. You can either change to vertex form, or you can find the x-intercept and then take the two x-intercept plus together, divide 2, and then after you get the x coordinate, you sub inside to get the y coordinate. Or the third way is to use the negative b over 2a formula. But for this question, since you already do the vertex form, you already changed to vertex form, you can straight away butcher your turning point. So how do we how to get the turning point from our vertex form? Okay, first of all, you need to know this is the a, and then this number here, that's the p, and that's the q, and then whatever here is the q. So a will tell you whether it's the shape of the graph, and it will tell you minimum or maximum. So if the a is negative, means the shape of graph is like this, that's why it's maximum. And then the p will tell you the x coordinate. But when you take out the x coordinate, you have to tukar tanda. So the p will become negative p. And then the q, no need to tukar tanda. So this is your turning point. So can you tell me if this is negative 7/2, when you take out the x coordinate is 7/2 lah. And then the y coordinate will be negative 9/4. Okay, whatever I write here, dekat belakang sini, itulah you punya y coordinate. And then for the y coordinate, no need to change sign. Just ini saja yang kena tukar tanda. Okay, now we have our maximum point, 7/2, negative 9/4. Okay, let's include that here, maximum 7/2, negative 9/4. So I think I have all the important points I need here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, every point I need is here. Now I'm ready. Now I can do the sketching. Now I can start to sketch. Okay, so when I start to sketch, I need to draw a cross. I need to draw a cross because I need to put the x-axis, y-axis, right? But before that, let's look at all our values first. So usually I teach my student, I will always say draw the y-axis first. And when you try to draw the y-axis, you should check your x value. I repeat, when you draw y-axis, you check your x value. So your x highest value is what? So you have 0, you have 6, you have 5, you have 2, you have 7/2. You can see all your x coordinate is positive. It means your y-axis you can draw on the side here. Yeah lah, because all positive mah, all your x coordinate, all your x value is positive. It means that every point is on the right side of the y-axis. Okay, so this is your y-axis. Okay, actually I should call it hx lah, because this question they use hx for the y. So let's just follow the question. Okay, now you can start to label the highest value for hx, which is the highest y coordinate. So the y coordinate, you have -10, you have -9/4, you have -4, but there is some positive values also, which is no, this one is 0, right? Okay, so I think your y coordinate only have wait, did I do it correctly? This one. Wait, I think I did something wrong lah, guys. I just realized I did something wrong, right? Okay, sorry. This one, 10 minus 49/4 is actually -9/4. Yeah, -9/4. And when you take the negative expand, you get +9/4. So this answer is wrong, already, right? Yeah. Sorry. So this should be m. My m is not negative, it's positive. Sorry. Made a careless mistake here. So yeah. So you understand, right? Which one is my mistake? This one. When you press this, you get -1. And then when you expand, then only it becomes positive because of the negative here. So your m answer is actually 9/4, right? So that means your turning point is actually 7/2 +9/4. Okay. Yeah, 7/2 9/4. So I made a careless mistake. Sorry, guys. So this also I have to betulkan. So it's 9/4. Okay, so let's continue here. So the highest y coordinate is 9/4 lah. And then the lowest it goes until, okay, we have 0, we have -4, -10. So I think the highest point here is 9/4. And do you know 9/4 is actually like 2.25? Okay, 7/2 is 3.5, and then 9/4 is like 2.25. Okay, the reason why I changed to decimal is because I want you to have a rough idea, like how far away is it from 0, right? So if this is 2 point something, so let's go down a bit. This will be like 1. This is like the base 0 lah. Okay, or for scratching punya question, you don't have to follow the scala one. You don't have to follow any scale, but make sure it's like make sense also lah. Okay, because you want your graph to be balanced. So you want to make sure walaupun tak payah guna ruler to measure, you don't have to go and measure like, oh, how many cm, 2.25 cm, no need to measure, but make sure it's like balanced also. You don't go and tell me, you don't go and do like that, like here you put here you put 2.25, and then later the -10 you go and put here. You tak logic mah, how can it be like this? The -10 should be way further down, right? So walaupun tak payah guna skala, but make sure it's like make sense also lah. Okay, so if this is 1 2, then this will be 1 2 3 4. So your -10 must be way down, right? It must be way down. Okay, or another way is like you can make your 0 atas sikit. Because if you make your 0 atas sikit, it means like here is 2.25. So it's like lebih kurang 2 lah. So if you go down, it's like 2. Okay, -2, -4, -6, -8, -10. Then it makes sense already. And later you got use -4 also. So I think it's good to label the -4 also like this. Okay, I just label everything lah. Yeah, just label everything. Okay, just put everything. Sedang. Okay, now we can draw our x-axis. Okay, so my x-axis, every x value is positive, right? Okay, we have some what is our x value just now? Your x coordinate, we have 0, we have 3.5, we have 6, we have 5, we have 2. So I think the highest value, the x is 6. So I think you can go 1 2 3 4 5 6 like this. 1 2 3 4 5 6. And if you do that, you can cover all the x coordinate value here already. So this one is 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay. Okay, now I think it's time to plot the points. So now let's plot. First point is 0 -10. So where is that? 0 -10. This is the first point. And also, by the way, this is also the y-intercept of the curve. Yeah, it's the first point, but at the same time, it's also the y-intercept. Okay, so done. Next point is the 6 -4, which is the last point. So 6 -4, this is the last point, or you can say the ending point lah. Okay, so done. 6 -4. Okay, here. Next one is the 5 0 2 0. This is the x-intercept. So 5 0 and 2 0, the x-intercept. And the last point is the maximum point, 702 904. 702 is 3.5. So 3 and 4 middle, this is 3.5. 904 is just here, right? Okay, now you just draw the curve. Okay, have to use freehand. Okay, my curve don't look doesn't look nice. So let me draw one more time. So like this. Okay, yeah, just join them together. Okay, okay lah, good enough lah. Yeah. Okay, let me make it like this one. Let me make it cantik sikit. Okay, so wait. Okay, this is the maximum point, so you have to make sure this is like the highest. It cannot go higher than this, right? So something like this. Okay, ini tak cantik already. So let me do again. So wait, okay, so this is -8, -10. This one is 2. There is a point here. So the quadratic curve is like this. Okay, let me draw one more time. Okay, so this one is 2 like this, like this. So it goes down, 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 like this. Okay, I think it's good enough, right? Yeah, I think this is good. Can already. Okay, done already. Now just label the curve equation. Hx equals -x squared plus 7x minus 10. And what the Solan says, sketch the graph for hx 0 until 6, hence state the range. So I already finished the sketching, but I haven't write the range. Okay, so just write the range here. So the range, okay, what's the range? Okay, do you remember just now they give us the domain 0 until 6? This is actually the range lah. But this is the range for x-axis. Now they're asking for range for y-axis. So the range for x-axis, you will look at the uh, first point punya x coordinate and the last point punya x coordinate, which is 0 until 6. But now you should tengok the paling atas and paling bawah punya point, because you want the range, which means you want the range for hx. It means later your hx will be in between. You have to tengok the range will be from the highest point to the lowest point. Okay, you also look at the first point and the last point, but you look at you don't look at the, because you tengok for the y-axis punya range, you kena tengok paling atas paling bawah lah. If you finding the range for domain, the range for x, you tengok paling kiri paling kanan. Paling kiri paling kanan. That's why paling kiri punya x coordinate 0, paling kanan punya x coordinate 6 lah. Tapi kalau range for hx, you kena tengok paling atas punya y coordinate and paling bawah punya y coordinate. So paling bawah punya y coordinate is -10. And then paling atas punya y coordinate is 9/4. So this is the range. Okay. And you have to write the y coordinate because this is the range for y. And also make sure you write the small number, always write first here. The big number right here. Okay. If you terbalik, wrong also. Okay, sudah siap. Now let's do B. Okay, so I will do B here. Given that fx equals to blah blah blah, find the range of values of x for fx smaller equals 3 by using table method. Okay, if you see this smaller equals means it means this is a inequality. We are trying to solve the quadratic inequality. And for quadratic inequality, the method is different. Is a little bit different compared to the quadratic equation. Okay, do you know what's equation, what's inequality? Equation means like persamaan. Inequality is ketaksamaan. Ketaksamaan means like got the bigger, smaller symbol lah. Alright. So let's try to write our equation first. X squared minus 7x plus 13. But since they says fx smaller equals 3, it means this whole thing smaller equals 3 lah. And now let's try to solve this quadratic inequality. This is not a quadratic equation, it's an inequality. And for inequality, actually the method we use is very different compared to the quadratic equation. Okay, for quadratic equation, the way to solve it is like you use the calculator, or you use completing the square, or you use the like the quadratic formula or completing the square But this quadratic inequality got 3 methods also. You have table method and you have another method which is the graph sketching method. This is the most common method we use, graph sketching method. If the soalan never mention which method, we will always use the graph sketching method. And then the second method is like the number line method. And then the third method is the table method lah. Okay, I will only explain using the table method in this question because the soalan asked for table method, right? Okay, but actually before you use the table method or any of this method, before you use any of this method, you first have to find your x value first. And the way you do it is like how you do it for quadratic equation lah. So kalau ini equal, macam mana you buat? Macam tu lah you buat. So like if this is equal, how will you do it? You will find your value of x, pindah jadi general form, right? You will do that now. So 3 plus 3 jadi minus 3, so plus 10 smaller equals 0. And then you get your two answer here, x equals 2, x equals 5. And then x minus 2, x minus 5. Okay, but here you have to be careful because this one you cannot write equals 0, you have to write smaller equals 0, right? But for the equal here, you cannot just write smaller equals like this. If you write like this, then your answer tak ada logic already. It's like you are saying x smaller than 2, at the same time x smaller than 5. Like what? No. No. So this one is wrong. So the correct way is to write equal like this. And now you have to use the table method lah. Okay. But what if I want to use the graph sketching method? Okay, you also have to do until here. It doesn't matter which method you use, you also have to buat sampai sini dulu. Okay. Then only after you buat sampai sini, then only it starts getting different depending on which method you use lah. Okay, let's do using the table method. Okay, I mentioned a bit the graph sketching method lah. If you use the graph sketching method, it's very easy. Just do like that. Just do a graph. Sini letak small number 2, sini letak big number 5. And then if the symbol is smaller, just just shade this region. So the answer is X in between 2, 5. So that's it. This is the answer, right? But this is kalau using graph sketching method. But the soalan says use table method. So I will show you the table method. So the table method looks like this. You will draw a table. Yep, you draw a table. And the table has to be like tak payah besar sangat, tapi I think like this is enough. Something like this. Okay, I think this is good, big enough already. And then I will divide this into, I will put a line like this. And then this side I will put a line like maybe this size is enough. And then I will separate it into, I need three more. So it's like this, and then like this. Okay, so let me tell you how you should write the table. So the table method is, after you get the 2x value, now you have to write down all the possible answers here. Okay, write down all the answers here. So let me tell you what are the possible answers. So if you are dealing with inequality, you have two cases, right? You have two cases. Case number 1, case number 2. Okay, case number 1 is when it's a smaller zero, right? So when it's a smaller zero, your answer will be X in between. Here you write the small number, here you write the big number. In case 1. Case 2 is when it's bigger than 0. When it's bigger than 0, your answer will be like this: X smaller than something, X bigger than something. And this number depends on your answer lah. But you have to be careful. The X smaller punya, you have to write the small number here. It means, okay, because you have two answer mah. So these two answer mesti ada satu answer yang kecil, satu lagi yang besar. Right? You will have one smaller number and one bigger number. So make sure you write the smaller number for X smaller. And then the big number you write at the X bigger here. Okay? You don't terbalik. You terbalik wrong also. Okay? So these are the two cases. So can you tell me, if I write down all the possible number, I already know my answer is 2 or 5, right? So what are all the possible answers? It will be X smaller than 2, X bigger than 5, ataupun X in between 2 and 5. Because the possible answers is this, this, or this, right? The first possibility is when it's smaller, which is X in between the two numbers. So that's why I write X in between 2 and 5 lah. Okay, and then the next possibility is X smaller than something. But this one, you have to write the small number. So X smaller than the kecil punya number is 2. Or the other one is X bigger than the besar punya number 5. Macam ni. Okay, I already write down all the possible answers. Now what I have to write here? Okay, for this side, you have to write down the bracket. Yeah, the baris before this, which is the bracket. So the first bracket is X minus 2. That's what you have to write here. The next one, you have to write the next bracket, X minus 5. And then the third one, you write the both bracket. You write both. So it will be X minus 2, X minus 5 like this, right? And then you have to draw lines. Okay, what happened? Okay, wait. Okay. So now you have to draw lines like this. And now what you have to write inside this box here. Okay, what you have to do now is you have to sub. Yeah, you have to ganti. Oh, I forgot to mention one thing. Sometimes your inequality other line bawah macam ni, right? So if other line then you just letak line saja. Okay, kalau tak ada line, then your answer also tak ada line lah. Kalau ada line, then ada line. So actually this question they got put line here, right? So it means all here also have to you have to put the line also. Okay, I forgot just now lah. Okay, now it's time to sub the value inside. What do I mean by that? It means you have to choose any value that is smaller or equals to, sub inside here, sub inside this X, and this X. That's what it means, right? So what number is smaller or equals to? You can choose any number. I will choose 3. Okay, but it can be any value. Okay? It can be 4. 4 cannot. What am I saying? You mabuk. Cannot lah. 3 cannot. 3 cannot. Smaller equals 2 ma. So 3 mana boleh. Smaller equals 2 means like what's smaller than 2? It's like 1, 0, -1, -2, right? So you can choose any number. Let's use 0 lah. Okay, but it can be any number. You want to choose 1 also can, like whatever. Just make sure it's smaller than 2 lah. Okay, I sub 0. So 0 minus 2, I will get -2, right? But we don't care about the working actually. We only care about whether the answer comes out positive or negative. So if the x is 0, 0 minus 2 will give you -2. So we only care about the sign, so it's negative, right? Let's try if I sub x 0 here. 0 minus 5, you get negative also, right? Okay, now let's do for this side. This one I will use x equals. Okay, this one I have to choose value between 2 and 5. Let's choose 3. Okay, you want to use 4 also can. Up to you. Okay, let's sub 3. If you use 4, the result will be the same one. So it doesn't matter. Okay, so 3 minus 2 is 1, but it's positive. We only care about the sign. Okay, sub 3 here also, x equals 3, and 3 minus 5 is -2, is negative. Right? Okay, what number is bigger than 5? You can choose 6 or 7 or 8, 9, whatever. Okay, let's do 6. If I sub 6 inside here, 6 minus 2 gives you 4. 4 is positive. So positive. Here also sub x 6. 6 minus 5 is 1, so positive also. Right? Okay, what about this? Of course, this one also have to sub, but if you lazy, you can just refer here. Because this one is x minus 2 times x minus 5. You already know the result. X minus 2 will give you negative answer. X minus 5 will give you negative answer. So what happens when you take x minus 2 times x minus 5? You get positive lah. Because negative number times negative number give you positive. And also we don't care about the value. We only want to know the sign only. So negative times negative, positive. Okay, the next one also just take this one times this one. Positive times negative give you negative. So just write like this. And then the last one, positive times positive, will give you positive. Right? Okay, the final step is to check whether your inequality here, they smaller or bigger. So you can see that they want this, they want the x minus 2 times x minus 5, they want it to be smaller than 0. It means they want it to be negative or positive. It means they want this side to be negative. Do you understand what I'm trying to mention here? It means they want the bracket x minus 2, x minus 5 result to be negative. That's why they write smaller 0 here. So can you tell me if they want x minus 2, x minus 5 to be negative, which column is negative? This one, right? It means this is your answer. This one. Okay. So you can write your answer now. The range of x is in between 2 and 5. Okay. And the answer is same if you use the graph sketching method. I already show you just now. Okay. I already show you just now. If you want to rewind the video, you can rewind and watch it again. So this is how you do if they want table method. Okay. Okay, what if this one is bigger? Then you change bigger lah. Then your answer will be this and this. Okay, because if you want the bracket to be positive, it means this is positive positive. So your answer will be this and this. Okay. Okay, so I'm done explaining this paper. I think I go through the whole paper already. So yeah, Kertas peperiksaan tamat. Okay, if you find this video useful, if you find it helpful, you can subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next video. Okay, so bye bye.